2.5.
And
Spikes in his hand. There's no
10
chance.
seconds. There's
Yeah,
no time.
No chance at all.
So not only did Team Liquid try to play really slowly there, and to be honest with you, I think Redgar's calling is fairly decent in that spot. They put a little bit of pressure garage. They don't actually, get into that area fully. They don't hear any Killjoy utility. Maybe they feel like they don't need to. They go back over to A, and it's only the Killjoy setup here until Ethan got himself into the spot. The big problem to me is that he gives away that they're contacting into that area by just
firing a shot.
Nervously, yeah, missed input, I think.
Yeah. Slamming the mouse into the keyboard or something, but unfortunate for Team Liquid revealing that.
I do, though, like the way that EG was playing the defensive setup. Normally, like I said, there's going to be Killjoy utility in Garage, and that copy in terms of how they take Garage control, because they expect it just to be held by a turret or an alarm bot.
Oh, that damage. Predicting that Orb's going to be played for. They bring Yambi down to 1 HP. Yeah, the heal, so...
And EG are also playing a different defensive setup here, Bren, where they've got Ethan and Demon 1 at the start of the round predicting a B hit. They have Nano Swarms ready for safe to go for that updraft play that the EMEA teams like to do.
Here we go, though. Flashes. Full line to push it back as well. The util exchange as well, pumped one way to the next. There isn't really too much committal here. Exploration, safe, hoping maybe for a rotation from B.
None of this makes too much sense to me, Bren, because they haven't pushed Com off the line on A. They needed a smoke there or something.
Yeah. Now there's a smoke. Trailblazer. This is trying to fake that A pressure and presence. Drone's going to be used now. Only spotting the 1.
Does it pull anybody away from C? This is designed to be a C re-hit.
I don't think there was enough behind that A hit.
No.
Com's calling. He's like, guys, this is a fake. No one is budging from EG. Maintaining the ground. Not giving up the space. Here comes through into Drone. All the way through. It was an anti-flash position played, but Boostio still collects the 2 kills. Redgar's in the spawn. 20 seconds left. Potential. The round might have just been overcooked entirely. That's his last one left. Not for much longer. 4-1. Looking like a similar beginning to Fracture right now. This EG team, they're unstoppable. The form they're kind of in, all the players individually firing off. They have really good ideas. The structure that's behind some of their setups as well. It's always got a backup to it.
But this attacking round, not a fan. I mean, I don't think it made sense the way that they were trying to push and pull people around the map. They had early pressure towards C that felt real, and, you know, there was a bit of backing behind it, but they never had anybody deep down A. They weren't trying to create A pressure afterwards. I don't know. Overcooked, I think, a little bit. You think back to how Liquid were able to deal with an on-form EDG and eventually get that across the line. To me, it was putting safe in positions to carry them. Getting aggressive executes like this.
Dash into the dog, collides into it, so Safe doesn't quite get into the site entirely, but they do have B control now, starting to plant, stun, fault line. Everybody really just unable to play that one. That spam coming straight through the smoke. Still with the crossfire setup onto the rifles. Yampi, and that's a still left alive. They got to try and stop Demon 1 though. The reposition here is so intelligent. Smoke drop down. He could be anywhere. He leaves Yampi guessing. Where is he pushed for? Crossfire setup. They're trying to re-clear towards spawn. They don't know where he could be. Just misses the timing on that one.
That's great from Yampi, though.
Both of them had to clear this one. Space granted to them. Left just down to Ethan. Stun in his face. He's got half on the defuse, though. Buys himself some time. 3 seconds to the fault line. Has to take a fight, though. Taps it. The 3-2-1 swing. And it's clean from Team Liquid. Clean. They invested some minor guns into that. I believe, you know, just Guardians and Ghosts across the board, but they still got the round on the board. That's the important point.
And I'm telling you, the faster rounds from Liquid, they just look better. Because what I've been impressed with about Team Liquid is the way they're safe entries and the plans that they come up with in the post-plan. Not all of this slowly map control, moving around, playing the info game. I think that's actually where they've looked a little weak. So I'm fully in favor of running more fast hits like that.
Let's go, boys!
Let's go, buddy.
A lot of the time, Boostio's been putting his utility to try to deny those fast B pops. This time he's got 1 Nano Swarm over there. They don't. It doesn't always have to be towards B.
Smoke does obfuscate quite a bit towards A lobby. Now the dog straight into garage. Alarm bot dealt with. Another smoke to cross. Buys some space for the lockdown, but they're backing away from this immediately, giving up the control. It's a lockdown used in response to try and push them back. So
I like this.
Ult for an ult.
Yeah, but it allows Team Liquid to go towards B, and they only have to worry about the A connect.
Here it is, yeah. Updraft. Into the dash as well after shock deep into the corner. Spam onto the common angle here, just in case there is that refight attempt, which there is. We can see this. Team Liquid. Save.
Liquid.
Resetting the aim. Shorty's
Aduh, Liquid.
Okay. Doesn't get dicey, doesn't get dangerous. Boostio flooding back in, but with no support, it's the
Yeah,
have to try and retake with the Yop. He has to save this now. Got to back away. Another round
No
win
saving, huh?
for Team Liquid.
And another faster round, too. They instantly took garage control, lockdown, stops any defenders being in the C connector, go back to B, plant, fight A connector.
Mau kejar itu, dia mau kejar loh. Dia kan itu si peng-OP sih.
These are the rounds that they need to be
Ayo.
more and more often.
Ayo lah, kena stun dong.
Geniuses. It has to come here on head.
Mampus nah, mampus kau.
You're right. The faster
Iya, right.
I mean, God knows for Liquid, they almost need a dominant map here to get their mentality in the right spot, because map 3, both teams are very good. This, in theory, should be about the weakest that you're getting, EG.
Coverage was there as well, refighting towards the connector.
Yeah, I love the call.
Good calls. Yeah, exploiting towards B as well. And it's where these round ones have been coming from. Potentially because the setup isn't quite, entirely their defensive with EG's utility, leaving it open for the retake. The fault line and the dart push them back away from A lobby. Means Com can farm up the orb without too many worries.
Redgar's inside his smoke at short again.
Oh, shakalaka.
Sprayed through there.
Okay.
Done. Lighten them up. Yep, Redgar's been caught.
Redgar was getting caught inside that smoke at short constantly in the game against Edward. And now he just pulls it out again. And they're down. No smokes. So much more difficult for Liquid to convert.
This close reposition could be incredibly punishing for Demon 1. Safe for the updraft dash as well into the smoke. The dog, it catches. There needs to be at least some help out. Demon 1 backs away. Here's a rolling thunder though. One left in the chamber here with the blades. Needs to land a shot there. Soulcast was stunned up still.
Bapaknya langsung dia itu dia. Keren.
We can't see a thing. It's left up to the two Liquid players. Enough damage has been done by EG. Still spawning it. Fault line used. Know where at least one of the players is, and process of elimination now starting a bit of a re-clear.
Membuat damage dulu.
Put the squeeze on them. There is a gap. Team Liquid have found it. Round to the back rally.
Uh-oh.
Okay, that's the spike drop, so it's going to be called out for his team. Impossible situation for Soulcast. Even with the jiggle, just gets info, doesn't give away his life. Baiting it out. Spotting it out.
But that all starts with Redgar going
Bang.
in short. And that, I think, is just absolutely brutal. He's playing inside of his smoke, gets droned out, and decides to try and fight it aggressively. Com plays it very intelligently. But I don't mind Redgar doing that play inside of his smoke occasionally. But if you have an option to retreat, you've got to take it. You can't be running forwards like that and offering yourself up as a pick. The smokes are just so crucial. On attack side as well. Looks like Ethan and Demon 1 are going to have an explore down mid.
Yeah, fighting for it. It's a dash used. Even a Boostio. They have to collapse and they have to help him out. There's a Hunter's Fury that was earned prior. Right into the window. It's over like that. Blink.
Aduh, gak ngotak.
I love it. That is almost like the Fnatic kind of play, where you use your Hunter's Fury and you have a jet push down mid, but it traps everybody in that mid window. So they have two people facing mid, one that's going to swing off contact in garage, and then also the Hunter's Fury is the final follower. Definitely ways of countering that, but only if you know that it's going to be coming.
Yeah. Another amazing ult from Com.
Hey, that's another thing, actually, to give credit to EG for. They use a lot of tactics, but they don't copy them, they don't steal them, they invent them. They're, new, different twists on things.
Yeah, innovators. Team Liquid going back to the default, which has been working for them. Fast plays into B. Jumping around with the knives though, safe. Can't quite claim that kill. Boostio locked in towards the back across their placement. It's just almost a three-piece, but eventually shut down. Spike was dropped to one side of B. A lot of map has been compromised. As that deep look to see. Flash play.
Quick, ayo.
It's getting a bit awkward.
X.
Map's flipped.
It's flipped entirely. It's an odd situation. Still eager to take the fight.
Oh.
He's so smart with it. Doesn't open himself up, just continues to spam. Gets the warband kill here. They can hear the plan. They got to know that the map has been flipped to some degree as well because they gave up space towards C. That's why Com is playing so passive right now and safe. He doesn't know where Nats is.
That flash tells Com that there's nobody playing in the A connector, because otherwise, why would Soulcast be looking for info? So now Com can creep forwards.
Here we go. Right over the top. Soulcast, he needed to force an early fight here, needed to win it out. He's been revealed entirely. Nats though, he does win his one. He wins the second one, forces it down, and wins
Oh,
it.
sayang again.
That's 3 in it. A classic Nats round when his team most certainly needed it.
Nats, about the only player that was able to have those big performances on map 1 too. Take a look at how he does this one. Sneaks through the smoke. Ethan caught just pulling his gun out after using a piece of utility. Excellent work there from Nats. They have an Operator and an Odin now for Team Liquid to deal with.
Chance to make this a reasonable half. Dart misses, I believe. Meant to sail through that slight gap above the top of the door.
It's also a risky spot for Com to play. If they go for any fast garage control, he has to just backpedal and pull the Odin out. But Liquid are heading over towards A.
Turret contact.
No, the turret, I believe, is in B. This is just a double setup.
Yeah, okay, just off of some sort of queue, put the fault line in the swing.
But also, they've just got setups all over the place, don't they, EG?
Including the same Nana Swarm that's down there. There's an alarm bot close to the feet of Boostio, but it won't help him out here. He just needs to land the shots. Right, he will do just that. There's 2 ripped away. Boostio, when he's under immense amounts of pressure, just feels capable of almost anything. And again, it's left up to players like Nats to try and pick up the pieces with this deep lurk all the way through. Chaos in the round. That is such a deep position that's being played in the spawn by Com. Look at this. Because he knows that the TP came through from Red Guy. He knows Red Guy's in heaven.
It's so ridiculous.
They're aware of it. They are certainly aware of it. Red Guy's spotted. There it is, cleaned up. Now they're like, okay, set the sights over towards the other side. And Com has got the read entirely.
Ada plan dulu.
Yampi with the plan. But it would have to be a 1v5. Reposition into garage. You find a solo player, an opening, a fight to be taken. Popping up. There's the first one. There's a fault line. One flash available. The fuse being stuck by Com. Teammates.
Oh,
it. Triple face. They shut that one down. Doesn't get dangerous.
I know we're heading towards potentially a competitive half. There's chances that Team Liquid can get this back to 7-5, but it already feels over. I mean, the way in which, that's the second round in a row where Boostio has been able to shut down Safe on the entry. That's a massive problem right now for Liquid. Safe is 3 and 10 on attack side Jet, when normally he takes over games. This is the guy that's been hard carrying Team Liquid at times throughout their run in EMEA, throughout the run to get the trophy. Yeah. And he just keeps running into EG players that have got the read, got the angle, and shutting him down.
Which is insane, you know, we were talking about the Jet head-to-head being a potential factor.
They're both at the bottom of the scoreboard.
Yeah, both at the bottom of the scoreboard. I mean, this is Safe as well, the kind of player who shut down Kang and paved the way for his team to get the win. But G jump spot was anticipated to a degree, but the shot goes wide. One pinging close, like there could have been somebody lurking up onto that angle. Garage is being explored. Smoke dropped. Fakes like somebody could be crossing.
But look, EG don't even use their defensive utility. They don't buy it. They know that Liquid like to fake this map control. So Ethan just uses one flash to re-clear garage. All right, no one there. And that means you don't have to invest, you know, fault line, aftershock, all of that kind of util dump that defensive teams often would. And Nats is sat here knowing now that he doesn't have presence in garage anymore.
Shot just missing in between. The adjustment couldn't be there for Demon 1. Now he knows. Under attack towards the B site. There's a lot of util being used, lining up these players into the connector, holding it through, picking up the rifle in the moment, but only the one kill. Aware of it. That is aggression towards the extremities, straight into the connectors. Team Liquid, they run their way all the way through. Nats is caught into mid though. Locked down. Eventually going to be destroyed.
And Ethan already knows that this is heading towards A. A 2v2 though, 2v3 that's very difficult for them to win.
Safe being healed up as well. That was the one advantage that EG had. Okay, Red Guard, I mean, he's going for The deep lurk timing here. Doesn't need to miss it. The shot or the kill. Damage being done. Dodging of the flash. The rifles in their hands as well. Definitely doing the most, but well. Liquid contain. Also setups there. Listen, it was scrappy again. Very labored, but they have made this half decent. It's 7-5. A chance that they can bring it back.
Yeah, definitely. It's competitive, but like I'm saying, I feel like EG is still in control. They are just, you know, in a slim margin by the scoreline, but Liquid are having to do such unusual things in order to get things across the line. You know, you've got Redguard TPing all over the place, pivots from B to A to O. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy stuff. Well, that's the first half wrapped up as well. Send it down to the desk to break it down so far.
Excellent half there, truly, from both teams. It was great to see Liquid really begin to just kind of clean things up a little bit, but we have to address the calm-sized elephant in the room with our Verizon high-speed moment, because that was one of the craziest pistol plays I've ever seen. That was one of the craziest plays I think I've ever seen in my career. That was just bonkers, man. The faces from all the players, Paper Thin, they were all stunned at what they were witnessing.
I mean, that last bullet is a fadeaway, too.
I mean, there's no ambiguity about what Ethan had to say after it, but you can see Liquid not being, you know,
what do you do?
Really kind of roll with it. I mean,
what do you do? What do you do?
After that, like, there's nothing else to be done there, but it's still a tragic loss of the pistol. Again, EG managed to scrape by and maintain that just incredible pistol round win percentage.
I'm not going to give him flowers on that pistol because Calm had to clutch up big time. Liquid did a lot of things right, but it came down to those moments.
They did, but we find ourselves now in a 7-5 half, and had that not happened, this could be the opposite side. This could be Liquid having that added momentum right off the rip. It could be a 7-5 in their favor, maybe even an 8-4 if they are able to get that pistol under the belt nice and early. Instead, it is EG finding themselves with the advantage. Granted, this is their side selection. Now they're going to be flipping over. This should be where Team Liquid start finding their groove a little bit more, finding a little bit more comfort. But if things like that continue to happen for EG, there's just nothing that TL can do.
Yeah, I mean, Team Liquid looks a lot better here. They're making better counter moves. They're kind of reading the map a lot better. You're seeing some of those classic Nat moments where he disrespects some utility, comes in and clutches out around. So right now, I think Team Liquid is a little bit more engaged than we saw in Fracture.
Yeah, no, Sideshow pointed out before, right? It was great to see that aggression coming out. The thing that got them over the line against EDG. It was good to see them really pivot to that here against Evil Geniuses. But now, let's see what EG could do as we flip sides and send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
I'd love to see it, honestly. Team Liquid to bring this one to a third map, winning this one out. Map 1 wasn't really, you know, the taste that I was hoping for with this this kind of level of match where we're here in the upper bracket, but maybe they can make it even.
This looks like a very similar pistol to what we saw when the sides were flipped.
It really does. So much emphasis being placed towards it. Team Liquid, the paranoia. It's just running it straight into it, Ethan. He negates the near side, still seeking to just, again, barrel through and disrespect the players that might have been holding further back and tap onto it. Now seeking to also just try and clear out Nats, but the right click, it blesses him with the 1 kill. They give up on that prospect for trying to remove him from that position, instead just taking the C side, planting towards the back of it, and Com's already lurked his way to a bit of a further back angle. Surely not again. The Trailblazer, does this clear it? It's being watched for. Safe holds that angle. There's a flash in the face of Demon 1, and there's too much to overcome there. So, a pistol round for Team Liquid.
Absolutely major. If Team Liquid wanted to halt this momentum that EG have in the tournament entirely, but also in the match, I think this one was a must win. And they have a very similar setup. 4 players over here, but they choose to fight it even more aggressively. And the key is the paranoia from Redguard, a tool that Jorgamo doesn't have access to on Astra. And it allows them to get extremely aggressive, push up there. And Nats plays his situation hyper intelligently, just realizing that everybody was trying to bait him into a bit of pressure. He just tucks himself in garage.
Careful there.
G might be sending their sights towards B. A bit of a faster play, try and get the spike down some way or form. It's a fault line re-clear here from Safe. Smoke was propped up in his face, just needs to make sure that nobody has worked their way past it, but they are quite unaware. I mean, it's an early Trailblazer being used to push them back. They know that 1 player is there. They missed the timing on it. Oh my. Shots hitting with the Sheriffs.
So much danger.
Just like that, it's a 3 versus 3. Just never know, do you? You just never know. Quick reload. Get the bullets back online. One low though.
And he's holding that angle, trying to take a long-range fight against Redgar with a Marshall when Demon One's on 7 HP. The confidence is never lacking, but they're heading into both initiators on Team Liquid, who have double Bulldogs.
Demon One's grabbed himself an upgrade, hasn't he? Close to the corner. Dart's broken. Watching for the lurk play. Good anticipation here from Yampi. Fault line. Pushes it back once more. Aftershock into the corner. Demon One now steadily creeping ever so closer. Com also taking a lot of damage in this one, so both the EG players are weak. Team Liquid.
They'll have heard Com run away here, so Demon One's potentially set up for a kill.
They're trying to noise bait and pull the rotation. This looks like it. Uh-oh. Demon One finds the first. There are players in front of him into the corner, close. Shots here, fired off. Not enough time. Okay. All over the place. I mean, the energy levels coming into that. You expect it to be Team Liquid's win, but you just never know with these EG players.
Yeah, there's some big shots. I mean, one of the biggest strengths of EG is their individual aim. And the way that they've been able to put themselves in spots tactically to maximize that. But yeah, the individual aim stuff you get to see on those rounds where they just have sheriffs on. A reminder, EG have yet to drop a map in this tournament. And this looks like their biggest test to me. Team Liquid's best chance of being able to pick one up is right here on Haven. And they've got to do it for the match's sake.
Possibility is theirs for the taking. It's all about converting it from here on out because they made it even, 7-7. Setup here from EG, looks like potential for a fast pop into the C site. You can see Util sailing over the top. It's a dash play, flash into the back on top of it. Nanoswarms lay it down as well, so nobody can really flood into this, but they didn't clear the
Okay.
So is the aim. This guy is crispy. Right when his team needed it, jumping right.
What?
Com. Oh my.
Mundur yang dia mundur, dia
Three in
mundur,
that with a
dia
flood
mundur.
attempt to Team Liquid, and Solcast with the over-rotation. He's like, where's all the players at?
He did a good job though, Solcast, getting over there. But now he's going to be stuck in a really tight spot. I think EG have made a very good read as soon as they identified that Solcast had popped his way over to C, instantly getting themselves back over here. No utility to work with. Still over 15 seconds for Solcast to get a flash online.
And that is a brutal one. Contacting for now, though. Doesn't want to reveal his positioning. He's hunting for information, a sight line, anything to try and win this round out, but it's so damn hard. Safe position being played by Jorgen. Here's a flash. Drops down. Wow, Ethan. Not getting baited by that, is he? Playing the anti-flash, realized it wasn't being popped immediately with the 180 shutdown.
So that's a bonus attempt by Team Liquid, stifled. They'll still have enough money to be able to buy. I like the fact that we're seeing Safe getting online a little more, though. Even though Team Liquid weren't able to win this round, it looked like we were going to see a complete dominant defensive jet performance from Safe, with the Bulldog in hand. Now in round 16, he picks up the Operator. He's got Op and Bladestorm to work with. They're fighting for Demon One's ult orb here so that the EG jet also has Bladestorm.
No semblance of counterplay here from Liquid. They don't deny the space, so they let them have the Bladestorm up. Knives online for Demon One. It's about trying to spot this one because Safe could be a difference maker. He tucks into A. Great mid-rounding here, and that punishes it. Boostia was alone when he was breaking that utility.
Very good punish. Usually teams are going to try and use a nanoswarm to break that close nanoswarm on the other side. Instead, Demon One choosing to shoot it, and that's his ready. You can't get scared of them, right? The more you get scared of EG, the more you allow them to get away with moments like that without swinging, going for the punish. So I appreciate that Nat still has that confidence, even though he got brutalized, and the entire team did, on map 1.
I like this play by EG, though. It's both flashes, I believe, used by Solcast for information, and the Trailblazer that was broken in the top section of the lobby. Gathered a bit of info here, but it has pulled the rotations over. I mean, it's the trouble of running the sky. You don't get that concrete information in the mid-round to make decisions like that, and so they just leave the site completely open. Redgar playing for his life here. They'll try and flood back in with the retake. Giacomo becomes Another layer to the lurk. Turret also taken care of. That has dragged 2 players away from it. Fault line into the side here in the corner. Safe shuts down the Jet opposition once more. Dash into the back of the side, not wasting the time with it. There's a flash re-peek. Ethan is also not able to find too much value. Fight. Beautiful movement from Soulcast, and they do just face it. Straight down the main. All the way down that angle. Good game plan from Liquid.
Excellent.
Liquid.
Really well played. Love the fact that Safe now has a rifle in hand as they go for the retake back into C. And Safe wins that duel that could have been imperative as Demon 1 sneaks his way into an advanced position. I feel like for this Team Liquid squad to be getting big wins like this on the board, they need performances from Nats and they need performances from Safe. And that's what started to seriously happen in this defense side. We were talking about Safe being at the bottom of the scoreboard not too long ago, at the end of the last half.
Yeah.
Now he's climbing his way back up, defense-sided Jet.
Stopping Safe from getting value here is going to be quite important. Nana Swarm, that's what the purpose of it was, so that he can't set himself up onto that angle, onto that line. Denying the chance, but Boostio peeks into this, he might be in trouble. No, Safe just gives up the angle, realizing that A-Long was completely compromised. It's a Rolling Thunder that pushes them all the way back, so they give up the site. No counterplay with a util. So we set ourselves up now into a post plan. EG, how concrete is it, and how good is the retake from Liquid? Safe has the knives. Might go for a double updraft play on top of the boxes, but no, just wants to follow the Trailblazer in. Aftershock deep into the corner, cuts it down. Hunter's Fury is offloaded as well. That's Com just using it to try and punish us. Again, the attempt for the retake starts to really get moving and get going. Boostio, he's going to have to really shut this one down. Just a stinger, he's low, repositions to the side, but eventually traded. There's still a pull. Jogamo, it's going to be important that he stays alive in this one. Aftershock as well, delaying all this time. Ethan needs to be cleared out of here. Here's the defuse, but again, the pull is online, and there's the damage being done.
Time.
They have to get onto this right now. The shot to fire. They don't know where Jogamo is. Here it is.
Mampus kau.
Ice cold in the moment, and so much delay.
He's so good in these spots. It's ridiculous how impactful he's been in this tournament run so far for EG. In the clutch, on Rays, on smokes.
Last player standing.
Prioritizing his life in order to get the pull off. Drilled, they look good. They're swapping the operator off to Yampi so that Safe can entry again back into the sites. This is going to be a serious battle because Liquid look very disciplined here, but EG have got that magic behind them.
Marble cleared. Oh, spam onto it. Right onto the corner, it's damage. Being done. Intention of this one, of course, just to clear the Killjoy utility. A bit earlier as well, the alarm bot was broken into A-lobby very early on by Safe, which is quite important. Just dragged a lot of the EG players as an attempt to punish the fault line. Trailblazer spotting it.
Boostio's talked about the way that he likes to call his attack side sometimes. It's just ask Demon 1, where do you want to find a pick? And then he pushes Demon 1 into that area. Demon 1 hasn't really been firing today, so they're going to have to adjust how they play these mid-round moments. Safe almost got a freebie onto Com.
Oh, dia tahu kalau itu kami jadi dia tak berani masuk.
Immediately to get out of there. Was worried about being punished with some form of utility. 3 players of Liquid seek to reinforce the defenses over towards A. Now there's not too much presence there. Asher Star up top. It's a deep dart from across the map and a fault line. It really makes this feel like an A hit from EG, but they have no intention of going over there. That puts the pressure on Red Guy. He's got to put a stop to this now. He's going to be calling. Here's the hit coming through. It's a lockdown. Good ultimate in usage as well. This is going to mean that the site completely clears out. There's nobody going to be playing close. Nats can afford to take this timing now as he realizes they're all flooding back off of it. Aftershock. It's used preemptively. No one playing close now. A lockdown of their own. They have to try and break this one.
Oh my.
Being that backstab, sticking through onto the defuse. Yampi gets half. He's brought down though from the util. The timing has been poor, and it comes down to spam. The bullets are landing, raining down onto them. Updraft will not save you. Lockdown away. One player detained. It's down to just this. Soulcast has to do the most, but he's shut down, and Nats is detained off to the side. It is half on the defuse. A potential is there. Turret's going to be taking contact. Slowing him all the way down.
Oh.
There it is. Boostio with
Oh, shakalaka. Mantap
pure
yan ni.
RNG, spamming down the line of sight. But it gets the job done.
Yang mau bagus cuman ya oke lah.
Team Liquid go for another retake and it fails this time.
Uh.
So it's going to knock their economy
Oh,
down.
ini bagus
I wonder
itu.
what would have happened in this kind of situation.
Ya bagus lah dia hak. Harusnya dari itu dia hak tapi timingnya tuh Grenade itu ini belum dapat, jadi efeknya reviews nyata belum.
Rega also potentially had the opportunity to just use his paranoia and fight there because he knew that there was
time out.
initiators committed to faking A. Anyway, what's done is done, and EG have flipped the momentum in this half immediately by winning a thrifty and then a crucial eco swing gun round. And that's it. Suddenly, Team Liquid are on the back foot again after looking so great.
I got to give credit to EG's calling here as well. Going up against IGLs and the likes of Redgar. I mean, systematically crossing off all of some of the most major IGL players that we have in the game, in VCT. Just cross them off the list, man, because that was, I felt like, pretty well thought out by Team Liquid. Yes, they had players over there, but they had a lockdown to clear out the side. They had a clear idea of how they wanted to play it. But then it was EG that were one step ahead. They had their own lockdown to push it back. Yeah, it came down to a bit of RNG with the spam down a long angle, but they had util to play as well into their pose with the nano swarms.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, EG love to run those kind of fake plays. Boostio is very good at finding the right moments to call them. And they're playing off kind of expectations of the defensive team. When they use stun recon there with 30 seconds left, you expect a commitment behind it. So much of the Sova breach composition is about those 40-second regenerative pieces of utility.
Here's some aggression. I'm into A lobby. Push past the flash.
It's slow and
Kalau ini si Kingwave kalah sih ini ya ini apa? Ya tersingkir pulang dia langsung. Karena di match sebelumnya tuh ini memang kelemahan tim Liquid juga sih emang. Tim Liquid ini paling benci kalau main capture. Paling benci itu sampai dibantai. 13 buat loh.
Into the short angle, flash around the back of the site. Redgar's inside the smoke though, still playing this one. Round and round we go. Soulcast eventually traded, but he did bring down Demon 1. Maybe it could be the difference maker, yet Jogma was not cleared out. That position. Again, he's got that global presence of utility. He's playing the Astra. Yampy with a ghost. It's a crossfire setup. Graffiti to default. Off of it. It's perfect.
Bren, you know what to me is some of the scariest stuff watching this game? EG are taking down the #1 seed from EMEA, while Demon 1's not even having a good performance. And it's not just that he isn't fragging, like he's actually beefing some of these situations that you expect him to win 9 out of 10 times, and yet EG are still winning. That should strike cold fear into the hearts of everybody else in this tournament. Because yes, of course, their pistol round and bonus round win rate are excellent, but this half, they didn't win the pistol. Obviously no bonus. This half, Demon 1 is not going crazy, and yet EG are still out there winning.
The macro play that's going so well here. Nats is pushed up, stun in his face with the drone. He's traded. Felt like he had to make a play in the moment. Now a Rolling Thunder through the backside of it. Misses the platform, and the Cosmic Divide, there's a space and a gap. And of course, Redgar jumps right on top of that one. Still, they don't have control of Garage. He goes for the repush anyway. Now's waiting for it. The transfer cannot be hit. Jorgamo once more lands it safe. He's the last one left. They don't know where he is. Could be backside, could be on the flank. You can feel it in the way that everything's just being cleared. Spike drop down in the middle of nowhere. That is a position you just do not anticipate. Crouched down.
Ulanglah kau Team Liquid. Ulanglah kau.
Filth that angle is. Match point. EG. They 2-0'd foot. 2-0 DRX. Stomped loud their domestic rivals.
Gila sih, Dominicnya emang ini tim ini.
13-2, the most dominant map we've had so far in Masters Tokyo. You can tell from the reaction that they are one round away from being able to seal up another major squad, 2-0. This is the new guard, Brett. This is the new guard sweeping away the old crusty people from before.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Asya kamu si tim Liquid ini emang terbangkai. Kalau ini main bukan mereka nih, kalau dia mainnya di awal-awal mainnya paco, kalau dia sudah tuh main di map yang paling benci.
You think back to the Americas playoffs, we've been rehashing this point all the time. They weren't even expecting to make playoffs. It was out of their hands by some sheer chance, by Chosen's knife that boomed some teams. They made playoffs, but they grasped that opportunity, right? They earned their spot to Tokyo from that. And since then,
pasar lah kalau sudah tim EG sudah kayak itu nanti ya.
Just added on top of already the usual good ideas, the individual talent. It's all there, the perfect mixture to just make a statement at Masters Tokyo, one of the biggest events that we've got in VCT this year.
4 opportunities to close this out. And Team Liquid themselves, they don't get rattled too often. Normally, they've got those big personalities.
Kalau lihatlah kalau misalnya Team Liquid bisa comeback,
people like Yampi, the safe, Redgar too, just keeping that energy up on the squad. Do they have what it takes to be able to pull this one back? It would be ridiculous.
Reclearance and a refight. That's a very wide face by Safe. He does not want to lose that one. Takes out Com nice and early, and he knows
yang penting jangan blunder.
Players, and guess what? What do they choose to do? To contact Reclear of themselves. Not worried about it. There's a timing in between this, but Solkas is holding that crossfire angle. Safe on top of it as well. Holding that short push. Nats. Hey up. What is occurring here? Demon 1. Demon 1 still alive, but not
12 mian, ayo. Bisa comeback gak?
Yeah, that was absolutely bizarre. So Nats went for an info play down C and tucked himself into the cubby and was begging to go for a knife kill. And then probably realized, probably should do that when we're down 9-12. Or 8-12, I suppose, at the time. Good from Team Liquid though, Safe really turning up in that round to be able to shut down.
Emang ya sudahlah, senang-senang main, emang sudah terlalu gampang lawan.
Give him favorable fights. The more chances they've got at getting back in here. He really is performing better than Demon 1 right now. And you got to grasp that period of form while you can.
Oh!
That's a punish.
Wow!
They know that EG love to play for these orbs.
Nampak gila, boleh juga loh.
Those are the moments you need to drag it back, to potentially bring it to OT to stay in this series. Aftershock, it's committed for the turret, removes it, dash forwards with the knives. Demon 1, it's not quite hitting, but he gets the refresher anyway. With Solkas falling towards the back of the site, any util to set him up, jumping, right click, it brings down Yampi, and no one's facing the backside of it, it's down to just say.
Udah.
Pick this one up.
Udah.
The pieces all over the place, maybe forward, around win, but he's got to do it against Jogamo and Boostio. Cosmic Dividers online with the plant. Big ult. Maybe enough to seal it. Positioning is all over the place here. Jogamo, not too sure what he's got available. He doesn't look like too many stars, and he's cleared out the space, smoking the connector. I think Safe's not going to anticipate that he's there.
That's Nanoswarm on the spike at the moment, and Boostio's still got a second.
Yeah, and it's just delaying.
The time here is not going to work for Safe.
It feels inevitable. Safe is clearing all the usual angles, has to use the dash just to get on top of it as well. Smokes it, has to get half. It's the only way he wins this one. Another smoke used as well, and here comes the pressure.
GG.
To finish it, Evil Geniuses.
GG, Evil Genius. Olas. Tetap.
This run is something something absolutely
memang tahun ini Team Liquid memang lagi apes
pengen. Close Cinderella run. They are smoking people. They are taking your trophy lifters from EMEA and rolling them around. Map 1, the most dominant map that we've seen at Masters Tokyo.
Miniknya memang
and that's without Demon 1 performing. He only had 150 ACS. We were watching his POV. He's not hitting shots that you expect him to hit. Wait until he wakes back up for one of the later games.
Then you're in some real danger.
And it's just incredible what the players like Boostio have been able to put up. When you were watching them in Americas, it was all about Demon 1 and then Ethan being that second big player for them. The other half of the squad has just taken to the stage, the atmosphere, the crowd, the pressure, the vibe, the run. They've taken it all.
Yeah. Immense credit to the coach and staff, Potter, and the crew that she's assembled as well. I mean, the ideas are all there. The vibes are good. It's just tremendous. And it puts them in that minimum of top 3 at Masters Tokyo. That's the furthest that this EG squad can fall from this point on. That's what they've earned by knocking out knocking Team Liquid down to that lower bracket.
Truly unbelievable stuff.
Aduh,
The team
gila.
that's most similar to the
Keren
way
nih.
that they play is Fnatic in terms of how tactical they are, in terms of the plans that they come up with around the ultimates that they play, and then also just the raw form of the players right now, which might sound utterly ridiculous.
Kau lihat ni nak, oh gila itu.
Yeah, it feels like luck of the draw in some instances, but
Sampai dia tak percaya loh, Jo.
everywhere else.
Bingung dia.
I mean, credit to
Sampai
Team
dia
Liquid,
ngomong,
they were
wow,
full
dia
smiles,
fikir
the
tepuk
vibes
tangan,
were good.
keren loh.
You know, they didn't get disheartened.
Hoki lah, itu memang hoki pun hoki.
It made map 2 a bit more competitive, but they will be getting sent down to that lower bracket.
Where they'll face off against NRG. So huge battle down there in the lower bracket. Meanwhile, I'm just excited to see who EG are facing. I would really love to see a battle between them and Fnatic, but if PRX can end up coming through in that game later on, we would have just runs on the runs. Something with PRX, EDG making a run, Evil Geniuses. This tournament has got it all.
Cinderella runs all over the place. Take your fancy. Pick your favorite up-and-coming team to do some damage, because right now it is stacked to the brim. And still plenty more to go, of course, as well. Plenty more series left in the day. On top of it, that is going to be it for match number 1. We'll see you on the other side of the break. We'll have the rest of the series to catch up to. Don't go anywhere.
Dah, dari dulu. Oh, sorry ya, lanjut. Aduh. Iya. Kita wait dulu. Mereka akan lanjut lagi. Aduh, iklan. Nanti dulu dah. Iklan terus. Dah, ganti lagi. Ini sekarang Fnatic lawan PRX nanti. Tapi aku gak mau aku muncul itu suara itu. Copyright. Menit lagi ya. Nanti aku mandi dulu deh. Aku mandi dulu ya guys ya. Oh, ini nih guys.
Goku and vibe, you know? Like,
I just want to stick around for a little bit longer. I mean, you could. It's not that long of a flight back, whether you're going to Korea or if you're
back
just
to
going
work.
to
You
go
have to play in
Singapore.
LCQ. I mean,
Yeah. You can
go
stay
on.
here as long as you want on your tourist visa before they kick you out. But I'd love to buy always a bundle of joy and always just, you know, that's the thing. It's like, wants to have fun in everything, whether it's going around Tokyo or playing the game here and trying to stay in that upper bracket. It's always about fun. And I think that we are seeing that is the secret ingredient for a lot of these teams. EG, vibing out of control. EDG, vibing out of control. All these teams that are able to just enjoy playing the game and go wild in the lobbies are the ones that are kind of dominating.
It's almost as if video games are supposed to be fun.
No way.
No? No? Am I off the coop in any case?
You're off the juice. You're off the juice.
Sorry, I'm
man.
off the juice, baby. But you know what, though? That being said, I mean, it's really great to see CGRS step up the way that he did. We're going to continue to hammer this point home because he really is the I don't want to say the focal point of this team. I mean, if he's calling, definitely will in this matchup. He's going up against Boaster, one of the greatest IGLs in the game right now. But also, I think it's just that he's clearly just bringing a different vibe to the team, and they've positioned their squad around that.
I think that the amount of time for a turnover on this is astounding.
CGRS.
Even against a weakened DRX, I thought that they were still going to be able to, they were still going to struggle trying to be able to take them down because of this addition having, you know, being forced to come through. But CGRS, you know, a little bit rocky in the beginning in that first map, but then as they moved over to the Bind, he goes to the Gecko, which has kind of been, you know, prior to that series, the only thing that we saw him play, because he played Gecko on Icebox of all places. It looked a hell of a lot better, a lot more comfortable from him. And the fact that he was looking that comfy while also IGLing for the first time on stage in front of all these fans, I think that speaks volumes about how well they've been able to integrate him and how much effort CGRS is putting in.
I couldn't agree more, and I think, again, an impressive accomplishment for CGRS, something he has to be proud of. But the problem is that this time around, across the stage, you're facing up against the lock-in champions. You're facing up against one of, if not the greatest team in the world right now. A literal super team of EMEA's finest put together to forge this Fnatic lineup. Every single player here can contribute in an effective and meaningful manner, whether it's the calling, whether it's the util usage, whether it's the ult usage, whether it's the clicking of the heads. I mean, paper than these guys can literally do anything.
You're right, they're the complete package. I am really a big fan of this team. I rated them as the best team coming into this tournament. I rate Leo as the best player.
They made NRG just look
it was silly.
Like work, man.
No, that's how good they are. And they're just so aware. They're all so cracked out of their minds at each of their roles. This is such an impossible team to deal with. The coordination's insane, the calling's insane, the util usage is insane. There's no weaknesses in this team right now, it feels like, other than their match against Liquid, where it just frankly seemed like they ran out of gas during that stage.
Yeah, I mean, they've been through a lot. They come out of lock-in, immediately go right back onto the grind, have to play out a long season. Granted, obviously Liquid under similar circumstances, but I agree. It just looked like, oh God, we're just exhausted. Can we go to Tokyo already?
Oh God.
So, you know, while I don't want to take anything away or act like I'm taking anything away from Team Liquid, it's a great effort from them, and Fnatic were trying to fight back. It just feels like they were definitely out of it, but they had a decent amount of time to rest. They're pushed forward, and they just crushed energy.
Yeah, and it really was impressive to watch Fnatic take it to NRG the way that they did. We did get an opportunity to catch up with Coach Mini. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy Mini. A quick question for you. Last time we see you guys take down NRG, highly anticipated matchup. Everyone was watching. What are you doing to make sure that the team stays focused and you avoid a hangover against PRX today?
The hangover? I mean, to be honest, it's quite an easy one because none of our team drinks. So, I mean, for us, that's pretty easy. But I got my eye on Alpha because he just turned 18. In the past, I just threatened the cops on him because obviously he's not allowed to drink. And for Boaster drinks non-alcoholic beer, and we all hate him for it, so, you know.
Best of luck to you today. Good luck.
Yeah.
That was an interview.
That was one of the interviews of time.
We cut. It's one of those videos that cuts to short because Boaster's climbing into what looks like a dumpster at the end of it.
Don't know where the heck Boaster is.
I think we need to run that again.
Oh, man. But look, guys, I mean, look, Fnatic, right? They won lock-in, second in their region, but then they come here and then they roll NRG, and everyone thinks that this team is truly an unstoppable force. But here's a little fun fact for y'all, is that they do have a
selalu kalah
against Pacific teams. Now, granted, this was
PRX sampai dibantai, coy. PRX juga
teams in the past. Yeah, throughout the whole of last year, they weren't able to get those wins coming through. Granted, that was also during some of the more miraculous runs that we have had from the Asia teams. You know, Zeta getting their third place finish over Reykjavik, PRX making it into the grand final for FNC, and then PRX as well being able to knock Fnatic out of Champions Istanbul to then go on to get that third place finish. So a bit of a rough year for them, but with Chronicle and Leo added to this roster, it has just completely been a different beast comparatively.
Yeah,
and I think that takes us to Leo and Chronicle, right? We have to talk about them because these are the guys that just got added in and have had so much of an impact, Paperthin.
No, it's just brilliant the way they play. I mean, A, they're just insane, like individually, mechanically, but B, they're so good at setting up their team for success with their utility, in particular Leo. I think the best info gathering initiator in the world right now. These Sovas guys that he has, and the Fade as well, absolutely brilliant when he's on them. Yes, you're going to see a lot of him just clicking heads, but he's better than that. It's a lot of the way that he sets up the team, and of course it is a entire effort along with Boaster to kind of combine all that information, put it into their computer, and spit out wins. But like they're just absolutely insane. I mean, look at these stats between the two of them. The KDAs are through the roof. The assist numbers are through the roof for both of these players.
Yeah, and I mean, for Chronicle in particular, you love to see it because as we were looking at Lock-in, we were looking at all of those former Gambit players and whatnot. It was rough performances. Just like, oh god, are any of them going to be successful this year? Is it going to be rough around the edges? And Chronicle came out the gate and said, I'm getting myself a second trophy, took that home, and now he's looking for a third.
Yeah, and which has been an immaculate run, honestly, from Fnatic, outside of losing out on the EMEA Finals, Paperthin. I do want to get your thoughts real fast, both of you, real fast. Who do you think's winning this one? You're going with Fnatic?
I have to.
I got to go for Fnatic as well.
It kills me. It kills me inside to do it.
All right, little dead inside, right?
Look, if PRX walk away with this one, I am going to be beside myself. I'll take the whole team out for some A5 Wagyu or something like that at the end of this because they will have deserved it, but man, I think Fnatic's got it.
I will join you on that one as well. But folks, Minnie and Alex are standing by with the map picks and bans, so let's go ahead and have a listen in.
All right, let's shoot. Let's go then. PRX, you are higher seed, so would you like Team A or Team B? Team B. So Fnatic, you will be Team A, and you can start with your first ban. Pearl, your ban. Haven. Map number 1. Side on Lotus. And then map number 2. Side on Bind.
Lotus. Oh, Lotus dipilih Fnatic, ya Allah.
Okay, we'll start next set of bands starting with Fnatic. You have Ascent, Faction, and Split. And Fracture. Your band, you have Ascent and Split. Okay, so map number 3 will be Split, Fnatic side on Split. Okay, I'm going through this to make sure we're all good. First set of bands, we have Fnatic with Pearl, PRX with Haven. Map number 1 is Lotus with PRX on Attack. Map number 2 is
PRX sampai PRX attack.
Next set of bands are Fracture and Ascent. Map number 3 will be Split with Fnatic on Attack. Go to both.
Wah, itu nih.
Fnatic. PRX.
Wah, PRX. Wah, gantian ya. Siapa yang gantian itu? JAS.
Despite PRX being the #1 Pacific team, at the other side of the stage, you have a squad in Fnatic that have rolled one of North America's finest teams in NRG to get to this point. It's going to be a monumental effort from PRX in order for them to take down the juggernauts of Fnatic. But when you talk about PRX, Paper Thin, well, anything is possible.
Absolutely, and I mean, I'm still keeping my eyes on Jing. He had a stellar performance the last time. Can he continue that today? He's going to have to be the guy today. If PRX is going to get over the line here, he's going to have a similar, if not better, performance than the last time they played.
I mean, not only that, but obviously Forsaken as well has to be in that conversation, given that we saw him shift back over to the Jet, something that we didn't get to see from him for quite some time because something was in this roster. And it looked like he was right at home back onto the Jets. So I think that he and Jing as that dynamic duo back once again as the duelist for this team. They need to have impact. Of course, CGRS, what is his role going to be today? Is he doing more calling? Is he going to be more of a side caller, or does Forsaken really undertake that role once again? And what kind of, what agents do we see from CGRS? What kind of figures can he put up? Because this is about as strong as it gets.
That's the truth. And of course, we didn't even talk about Durka. I mean, arguably one of the greatest players in the world. I know that sounds like a little bit like hyperbole, but I don't think anyone would argue with me on that. Durka has brought it time and time and time and time again, so he's going to be something to look out for in that server. But I think it goes without saying, though, that for PRX, they certainly have understood that they are going to be going up against a force here in Fnatic. And if there is a win condition for them, yeah, it is going to be Forsaken. It is going to be Jing. It is going to be those guys stepping up. Can they do it, though, against the likes of Durka?
Maybe. A lot of pressure is going to be on Durka. I'm really glad you brought him up because, like, one of the things that really gives PRX a big advantage is their individual trading ability. Like, they are some of the best in the business. They were dominant in their region in that. And so I'm really curious about what PRX wanted to run here. I mean, I figured CGRS was going to be on the Gecko. It's just kind of his perma role other than the split. He just basically got put in Gecko jail and had to learn this agent better than anybody in the world.
Yeah, I talked to Mindfreak in a post-match interview that we had, and I asked him, what's up with the Gecko? Said Alex told CGRS, go into the lab, play Gecko, learn the ins and outs of this agent. Maybe that could be the difference maker. They were combining the utility gorgeously on Bind. It's clear that they have a game plan with it. We'll see, though, Achilles.
Yeah, still minor adjustment here for the side of Forsaken. He's going to be coming out running the side room. We're not going to be seeing the killjoy here from the side of PRX, but it's really going to come down to CGRS. Can he set Jing up for these explosive entries on that race to try to take over sites?
A lot of pressure on that young man to step up on that stage. And Fnatic, it could very well just be another day at the office. Let's go ahead, though, and send it over to two incredible casters as Nancy and Hypox standing by.
Thank you, GB, and the desk. Lovely to have Achilles and Papers in here as well. Always good to see him at the event. Had a wonderful cast, but again, let's focus on the game in front of us. Bring it back a little bit. But talk to me about what we've seen so far, because they have been only glimpses of these two teams. So can you just compare and contrast the form thus far?
Yeah, and I do want to start with PRX because I think obviously the opening series, there's a lot of comfort there with a familiar opponent. I think as well that. I mean, Paper Thing was talking about, what plays into their strengths, what kind of gives them advantages in the series, but to be able to execute that versus a familiar opponent, it's easy to execute, versus Fnatic, the structure that they bring, it's a tall ask now to carry confidence across and actually really build behind that sort of play style. So coming into today's series, start on Lotus, both teams only losses this year, but Fnatic have a ton of reps from the regional scene.
Absolutely do. And if we do want to discuss that NRG game, there's a lot to take away from that in at least the form conversation. For now, we'll focus on PRX.
Masa itu undur dia malah. Ya.
Going to be having to hold back on these sites, and
siapa gantinya lupa aku.
Here too, taking some of the very few wins against certain teams who made this very much a home in EMEA. For now, though, PRX looking like they want to end towards C, testing a little towards B, but the end goal looks like that C site. But there are already two players here. Forsaken has to be cautious on the way in. Leo waiting patiently, as is supposed to. Contact's made.
Does actually slip away here, but tagged down to 6 HP. Leo's going to give up a lot of space as well. CGRS to retrieve potentially both bits of utility there. Hesitant on the second, but Fnatic might get a shot at a kill here, but Chronicle. No, but he pinned one down.
No, felt so close to it, but it looks like PRX actually want to swing CT. Not necessarily a bad idea. That pain shell going to send him scattering. Does a lot of chip damage. But where's that next layer of pressure? Fnatic not quite working in perfect unison yet. It's going to give opportunities to PRX. Still hold this down. You're still seeing two standing.
Wow.
That one's going to hurt, though. Durka posts it to the pocket. Oh, that's not a bad shot. Back though, 1v1. Durka.
Wow.
There he is.
Keren.
Welcome to the stage, Durka. Lovely start for him.
The first
Wow,
stage was
thanks,
beautiful, but then picks
guys.
up 2 kills off camera to find the reset there. And so much chip damage done with the first that actually the follow-up paint shell does secure a kill. And it looks a little dicey there because PRX are able to take so much space, and I said CGRS actually sets in motion this push into spawn. Fortunately, Divide just can't find.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 30 HP on the right click potentially to close that one out.
Yeah, Durka's now over halfway to that showstopper too. 4 kills in round 1. That's how you do it. Straight on the rifle. Bulldogs coming out as well.
Yeah, interesting to not see Fnatic also opt for that typical Marshall buy and spread the funds a little bit.
It did seem to become common practice when we saw them throughout that regular season. But now they're going to note the orb has disappeared over towards B. But it's just going to be PRX taking that tour. Do what they can with this.
I'm curious as well, we've seen 2 new setups so far in the first 2 rounds. Again, haven't seen that pistol round setup from Fnatic previously. And here, Chronicle's actually committed towards the C site with Alpha. I don't know if this is just because this is a very, very heavily invested round 2.
Yeah.
Maybe a different setup shown here by Fnatic. Conceded a lot of space outside A as well. You can see the spam coming through from Durka and Leo, but no real damage. Forsaken down to 66 HP.
Forsaken ni memang mainnya.
A bit of info though for Durka there. The jump spot should reveal potentially 1 or 2 players. Not sure if it was the same player he saw, but that's enough to indicate that this is maybe worth pulling the additional player over. Yeah, Leo now going to start feeling that scrutiny. Sight under contest. Yeah, Leo comfy on this. No one able to really close that gap here. PRX desperate for an opportunity. Durka's farming. He's got a showstopper ready.
Yeah. Oh, gila.
From Fnatic, this is pretty much largely in control, not falling to any of what PRX would have wanted, and a Prime Gaming flawless there in the second round.
I'm curious actually if on the buy round now, Chronicle is going to drift back towards that A-site anchor that he's demonstrating very comfortably throughout the season. Already here, seeing some changes in the setups from Fnatic.
But I quite like that because we were starting to, not necessarily question, but we were noting that again, when you're the team coming in with a big target on your back, you have to adapt. Yes, we obviously watched that Liquid game that gave us a lot of worries. There were moments throughout the regular season where there were gaps in Fnatic's approach, but obviously we're just being very critical of one of the best teams there. We have to be, right? It's you got to look at it bigger picture. So nice to see during that downtime between regular play and here in Tokyo, they've definitely come up with some new bits and pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Even seeing changes here in a 9-1 record this year on this map. That's what we know Fnatic for. Another setup variation here once again as well. Afaya, a little bit of utility here to help Leo and GoldStar on this hold, but same. CGRS actually can't find the first. Jing will find it with a paint shell though.
Yeah, so much invested just to clear GoldStar. Alpha's here as well. Leo's sit towards CT, so I think Alpha's gonna dip away from this, give up the space, maybe allow them to get that plant here. Actually, get the spike and back away.
Jing actually swiped the spike there. Get away from this. We'll leave Mindfree posted up, but Forsaken has found so much space on the other side of the map.
I wonder how diligent Fnatic can re-clear this area. Obviously, there's a problem, right? Forsaken's position is brutal. Mindfreak still going to try and sell that they've got that end goal on C, which does draw a player back, but Leo's got his eyes set elsewhere.
Going towards B.
They haven't got an entry yet, though. There's still utility in the way. Forsaken does very well to find Leo, but this is still a non-starter. It's going to take down Forsaken, and they still haven't made it in towards that B site. Alpha's got this on lockdown. They haven't made it through at all, so they look back towards C, and now they're down to 15 seconds. They've got to make this one stick. Chronicle's gotten close, but the flash will force him away. 10 seconds now. If they deny the plant, that's where it could get problematic. They haven't. So with 5 seconds, wait. Okay, denied. Hold on.
He's got it.
Has he got that down in time? I think he's just about. Yes, he has. Durka, though! He's got him right back. Beautiful work from Durka. Divine out on V2. Alpha's position will be considered. Flash in 1 second. What can he do with this? Not an easy situation. Spots it, loses it. Alpha's
Wah, 3-0 ini. Mau balas dendam kah?
Match for match here. That late round attempt towards B, Mike, it had nothing behind it.
Yeah, so well handled. The fact that PRX actually don't capitalize on all that space that Forsaken's taken and try and find the timing, a window of opportunity towards A site, very, very strange. because he's here for so long. Again, they know that Alpha potentially started towards C, and again, you've got to argue that the assumption's there that his utility is still set up towards B site. And Forsaken's way ahead of that. He's gone all the way through A. I don't know if the question mark is there that potentially there's another player unnoted from Fnatic towards 3, or maybe towards drop or something, but very strange.
Have to just quickly note we're in round 3. And I'm pretty sure Durka is 10-0.
Oh!
That's the start though. Jing flies
Mampu
in,
Jing!
takes away
Maju, push!
avenue towards C if they want to lean into it early. But there's space being taken elsewhere. Instantaneous answer back from Durka, taking the space away from Forsaken. And look at
Langsung flank! Aduh, lamonian.
Still controlling so much space in this map, even after conceding the C side.
Sudah masuk dalam.
By finding 2 elsewhere on the map. Divide very disconnected from this right now. Plants coming through. Jing, gotta be careful. He's caught on the way back.
Timingnya
PRX is going to be under a ton of pressure here, Lauren.
Yeah, but he has to be good for almost 2 in this to even make it doable for Divide.
Does the flash come through from Divide here?
He's got 2. He might as well give him something. There's 1. Tries to swing on it. Doesn't get what he wants. Just the tag. That's not enough. He needed more. And Divide's fallen. CGR has only do so much.
Timingnya memang.
In the end, let's take stock, Mike. We're at 4-0. I mean, Fnatic are looking very good here. Give me your thoughts on what we're seeing thus far.
I mean, this is a beautiful example of where actually you do get an advantage versus Fnatic, and immediately they aggress on the other side of the map. They look for the weaker side of this potentially default, or at least the setup here early on. After that, things just spiral out of control for PRX. Like I said, Device lost so far away from this. I'm not surprised to see a PRX timeout so early on, because there's very, very few tangibles for them to take away from these rounds. And like I said, they've got to be kicking themselves about the Forsaken lurk round. That's one that it took so long for them to make a decision.
And I feel against a lesser team, you might have gotten away with maybe not capitalizing on that bigger chance you had. You might have still found a bit more timing, punished a little bit more with Forsaken getting there, but Fnatic were matching them throughout this so far. I love the fact that kind of almost denoting it in that previous round with, as I said, as soon as they get that first pick, well, Dirk is already working on the other side of the map. There's very few clean advantages you get against Fnatic. Hyper-proactive to answer it.
This is the thing, it's very rare you get those sorts of rounds, those opportunities versus Fnatic. In my eyes, the 3 best anchors we have in the game in the form of Chronicle, Alpha, and Leo. Yes. So the fact that that's one that slips through their fingers, again, makes me feel like maybe PRX whoever's calling what in these games.
Absolutely could be. Now they're going to have to try and fashion a purchase. A half buy coming in, so Stinger's coming out, Sheriff, and 1 Vandal for Jing. That's about it. Nice little start he had over towards, I think it was Chronicle he caught on C, but it didn't really amount to much beyond it. Now we're going to see the 3-play stack from Fnatic over on A, and obviously the entirety of PRX here too. Jing trying to do some of that early work he's been quite good for, and actually the flash is fantastic. Makes something of it. He desperately tries to, but it's Leo to trade out, and all of that potential starting to dwindle a bit. But look at the damage done. Chronicle down to 1 HP. Leo is tagged up, and maybe a rifle can be recovered. It's a little deep, but they could probably get hold of that. Maybe get 2 into their hands here. There's something to be had in this.
Chronicle's actually burnt up the second snakebite as well, so luckily enough able to get back up on the road, but Fnatic gotta be cautious on the reapproach here. Will concede the plant, and actually Leo's gonna fall.
Yeah, this is lovely work from PRX. Yes, the flank's on the way. Alpha, hold on. Oh, have you given him a chance? He was the monster on their initial debut. Durka's somewhat taken the role here, but
he's heard Mind Freak reload potentially.
Supposed to get and now down on 1. Divide, it's all on you. 1 flash to hand, and the spam starts. Alpha spots him for the time. It doesn't even matter. Fnatic taking back the site. PRX had a good start. Again, they find that first pick, but then exploring beyond that, they're being given nothing.
They actually get past the trap play here from Fnatic. I say trap play. They're ready and in position to dump util behind rubble.
Yeah.
Set a beautiful flash. Sets Jing in motion, but I feel like he's got to be good for 2 in that. It's a situation where unless he gets 2 cleanly, and Fnatic can't reset after that initial exchange, it almost amounts to nothing.
Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing operators out for Durka. On the other side, Odin, I guess, was forsaken. A lot of ults to work with.
Sorry, Fnatic are switching up once again on the defense.
Is this maybe the operator in play? Is it? They've got some To work with, or maybe just a read so far. This is an all in piece towards A so far, it looks like, for PRX. Just maybe for the spam to try and deny that jump spot on the corner. Saw it being cleared through here. GRS going through the protocol list, but Fnatic seem well enough prepared to slip back from this. You're going to have Leo and Chronicle being the two to face what's on the other side. And there's not much beyond just this standard progress towards A here.
Once again, Fnatic conceding a lot of space, don't want to give up anything towards this ultimate from CGRS. PRX will find themselves on site. Wingman will find the plant as well, and actually an aggressive showstopper here from Jing.
So many ults, Mike. They are investing everything to this. Fnatic's already sitting pretty deep. They've completely evaded all of this. Plant finally going to go down, but now the counter utility from Fnatic will be pretty solid. They've got the ult here from Leo, and if they're playing actively on site, they're going to get noted by this. Now, did Jing get pinged on this one? Might get away with a little bit of something here. He's a little bit further ahead than maybe they expected. Still going to go. Synergy, allowing Durka to swing. Forsaken denies the follow-up though. That's fantastic. And now down to a 4v3. Forsaken to buy CGRS. Can they hold this one back? Not like that. Alpha keeping very competitive. And Fnatic's retakes are looking gorgeous.
The PRX is just desperate to find a peek from somebody from Fnatic, looking to get this retake started, but can't find anything. This is even with the showstopper being completely denied from Durka.
My God, Tony.
And in that exchange, there's still 3 members of Fnatic standing. I didn't even catch actually what denies the initial plant from the wingman. Beautifully executed by Fnatic.
This is a masterclass.
Yeah.
This is very impressive to watch. Really, for PRX. Again, yeah, they're getting a couple of plants down. They're doing
5
everything
diffuses
right.
on the timeline.
It must be incredibly frustrating, right? You think of it in that regard. You're doing what you're meant to be doing, and it's just not really working out. You can't hold on those retakes. And once again, with no challenge across the map, this is standard now, it looks like, for PRX. Trying to head back through spam. Not finding as much as he'd want here. Maybe a little bit of chip towards Forsaken, and that's about it. A little bit.
Malah kosong situ nanti nggak masuk Bena. Udah friend. Ini gak jago. Bagus ini. Tapi sabar nah. Nanti ngancing B yang jago di belakang. Oh, si Omennya tidak masuk. Kacau, Forsaken.
Yeah, it's still going to tick on through, so they have to fall away from this. Mindfreak was waiting for Alpha, though. Sends the paranoia, not going to find much, but time ticking now. Fnatic need to get a move on. Can they clear these lines? No, not like that. CGRS going to find Durka, put him down. Jing next to one looking vulnerable here. Now they're starting to clear out the side, but they got to get on the defuse. Time is running low, but can Forsaken and CGRS do anything to deny him? Flies in! Fantastic work. Back on the defuse, though. GoldStar holds it down.
What?
Getting it.
PRX do everything they can.
Gile, PRX bisa terbang gimana nih?
But still, Fnatic get the half defuse, and even with some heroics coming through from CGRS to barrel towards the spike. Like I said, this is just a game of utility. Fnatic burn nothing, concede all this space, happy to give the plants up because the lockdown's there, and they have so many tools to retake once again.
How do you do that, man?
Sounding
Yo,
like a pessimist.
1.17.
I don't know if they can
What?
overhaul enough here for PRX to really change much of this outcome. Maybe they can get a couple of rounds off an individual, right? Maybe Jing activates a little bit. Maybe you get, you know, a round here or there.
Yeah, but he needs to go nuclear.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, then best the likes of Durka, who's having a big game. Alpha's starting to activate too. It's such a hard team to look at and go, okay, well, this is where your win condition is against Fnatic. They're very well rounded as a collective. Looks like PRX trying to test another option towards B here. Haven't seen them fully start with this intent, so we'll see how that goes for them. Setting out a bit of kit there. Should be Leo confirming that they are indeed on the site. And maybe going to get themselves a block.
Tough to hold on to, though. Another situation where there's quite a lot of utility to come back through. Durka on the operator, though. Maybe going to slow things down. Actually, PRX getting a little bit aggressive here.
Nah.
Found the first.
Nah, Liko yang lain.
The Wonder Kid looking real good today. Fantastic tournament from him so far. The last two as well, Divide and Forsaken only with Sheriffs. This is the best attempt so far, but it looks like fate will repeat itself. History repeating itself. The defuse is going to be happening, and PRX can do nothing to deny. This has been very clear-cut.
Every single round, and we know where PRX's strengths lie. It's in creating that chaos in some of these site executes. There isn't a single member of Fnatic committing to an opening engagement. They back up, they mitigate all this risk. They don't want to get involved in the scrap on site.
Perfect read.
It's a beautiful adjustment. They know that that wave of utility and, like I said, chaos.
Yeah.
Kacau emang kalau itu GLS yang masuk. Aduh.
Yeah.
They resist very well every time. And then also keep in mind they've got that nice amount of utility still in the pocket because they haven't been challenged super early. They haven't been brawling out early round, but they can still play these retakes so well. There's this overhaul that PRX would need here. I'm a bit worried is out of reach for them. So at this point, it's just, okay, well, what can we make of this half? We're down massively, 8 rounds against you. I'm a bit worried that this is going to fall flat. They have a couple of ults to work with, but again, it doesn't even feel close, Mike.
Yeah, I'm very worried because it's 8-0, sure, but we're in a situation where we're talking about we need to see PRX play outside of their wheelhouse and actually look at some of these rounds a little differently.
Because the evolution of Fnatic has given them so much more depth, right? Like, I kind of like what the devs did by highlighting those previous results that Fnatic had struggled against certain, like, Pacific teams. So, you know, previous to now, you look at the upgrades they got, you know, the likes of Leo coming in, Chronicle, that changing it. There's like, and here's our depth. Now we don't have to worry about this.
That's what this super roster was put in place to address, is to fix some of those results where consistency was lacking, sustainability, all these other discussions we've had about Fnatic in the past. Some ultimates available here for PRX, but again, these rounds haven't really come down to them. A little bit of a switch up here. Alpha might get caught. Dirk is there to find it though. Jing removed.
Yeah, and Alpha, he's sticking around on this. Now the ult's coming his way. He's going to have to handle that, but he's still tucked in the corner. Spots out another pixel and gets away. Paranoia does land, but he's got to safety.
Look at that investment though. All of that. Just to find mound control. And they concede the first blood. So what does the mid-round look like for PRX?
Well, with Mind Freak going down, not great, I think is the outcome.
Smoke's gone.
Yeah, and now how are you going to force Durka away from this as well?
Well, CGRS is actually tucked into a corner here, and he doesn't have any utility to cross back over.
Nope.
Oh, there you go.
And that's Spike down. You're playing perfectly into the hands of Durka here. And Boaster's all too aware. Look at this, look at this!
It's like they're in their comms.
Yeah, 100%.
They know exactly what's going to happen.
Nice attempt for Durka. He's not giving this one up. Yeah, great round from Durka, but honestly, it's everything else that's so impressive. As I said, even Boasting so deep in CT there, so aware that they try and get that player towards those backlines, play behind the wire. That's the start of it. Basically saving up Well.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but there's not much else to really discuss about the rest of this map. I mean, if PRX can come back and find 3 here, it doesn't feel likely, but that would potentially change the conversation.
And Durka's here. He's in the right place. He's on 17-4. I'm terrified for PRX. Because Durka in good form is already terrifying. Durka in great form is almost unbeatable. So we're going to have to see if he continues this level of performance. Obviously, Alpha in that first series against NRG was impeccable.
Godlike.
Yeah, it was kind of the rollback to like, okay, this is the kid that everyone was terrified about. But PRX, we're looking to see, can they find something here? Boaster could be actually very vulnerable, yes. Lovely timing coming up from Divide to break that wall. Even Boaster in no man's land. And first, really, the... Oh, that doesn't seem fair! It doesn't seem fair!
The accidental shot coming through for Chronicle. Bring it to a 4v4. Another shot of the retake here.
Wonder Kid himself has to get past CGRS. Does so. Easy work for him, making it look so comfortable. And look at this synergy. It's perfect. Absolutely. Fnatic. Oh, if anything, I've got to say, Mike, this is statement worthy, right? This is when all the other teams go, bloody hell. Loud didn't look so good.
Gimana nih PRX?
NRG already lost them. You're talking about all the heavy hitters. Fnatic so far looking above them.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Oh.
You don't need to give Chronicle those sorts of kills as well. But even here, Jing, the reveal comes through, the boom bots zipping towards him, and the swings come through at exactly the same time. Nice. This is so well drilled by Fnatic. And like I said, the perfect
Kayaknya nyesel dia ganti ke siapa tu tak salah dia
PRX's win condition. Not even giving it to them.
Not even close. They're calming the chaos, right? There's no opportunities here for them. Absolutely outplaying them, categorically, and proactive on the other side of the map. The deep prowl is going to come out. It's going to reveal, well, there's no one here, so you can either push up Durka, leave him there if you fancy. Don't even have to really do much behind that, because they can't back away now. Cornered into the map. Hello and goodbye, Forsaken. Dead in the blink. Most.
Oh.
Get out of there. A little bit.
Hands out here.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh well.
PRX gobloknya sumpah lu.
This doesn't feel like an upper game. This really doesn't.
No. Before the watershed too.
It's just, I mean, somewhere in the world it's late, I'm sure. Well, they've got
a showstopper.
Yep, but they're on the site. They've got the. I mean, they've done that before. They've gotten the plant down. And it's going to be so much for this. The flash was quite nice, but it kind of denies on the same time. Duck's going to land. Here's Mind Freak, good for it, but again, the numbers.
Mati 11-0, gila kayak mana oi. Bener-bener map yang paling dibencinya emang dia.
Hard to watch. No one above 5 kills for PRX.
This is just such a beautiful way to see Fnatic switch things up, honestly.
So Durka currently sat on 19 kills. I think the sum total of PRX is barely
Gila. Bantai kan.
By 2 kills, I think.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
That's not a great stat if you're looking for a competitive game here. But if you're an enjoyer of someone absolutely dipping another team, now this is quite enjoyable. Going to juggle away that operator, get that rifle back into safety as well, make sure that's not vulnerable. Leo, though, might get a little test here. Looks like they might try and explore that option on Boaster, but he's not going to fall for it twice, as it's way deeper now.
Normal swing.
Oi, mana ni?
Leo and Durka both tucked into tree right now. Forsaken disconnected, Mind Freak set up outside B as well. Look at how much space Alpha is commanding here. The turret dealt with will pull Boaster a little bit further back, and Chronicle also in spawn.
Double ops. We did note that Durka did have a rifle on the ground as well, so it's not like... If
he was juggling, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they got everything they need if he does get pressured in a way that...
Main apa decknya ni banyak bertahan mainnya ni.
Like the most likely option. Now Jing gets away with not being checked on. That gives him a little bit of room to work. First pick is found there towards Durka, but then Fnatic are so prepared for what PRX wants. And in a
Mati dah kasih ampun, benar nak dikasih ampun tu.
Both players now tucked into the corner. How are you meant to deal with this? The fuse already going to be started. Nothing to stop him so far. They gotta go walkabouts. Leo's gonna find it out as Alpha.
Mati 12-0 dah satu swing. Wow.
12-0.
This game might be over before it even begun. 12-0. We do not see that often at this level.
No, you really don't. This is again, you talk about form versus NRG, but this year is really a testament to the preparation and Fnatic's ability to completely mitigate anything PRX can bring to this on Lotus.
I don't think there's much more to be said about this one. This has been very one-sided. PRX need to wake up and they need to do it.
Pusingnya palanya sumpah loh, PRX tuh pusingnya palanya itu. Marah pasti dia banting-banting apa-apa.
Zip it up. Real talk. Real talk. Wrap it up. This, I mean, that was clinical. That was disgusting. That was physically uncomfortable. I'm not even being ridiculous. Like, I'm not trying to overdo it here, but the game started off. We'll just go ahead and roll this real fast. Just jump right into it. Durka, going to talk about it. Why? Because he started off the first 3 rounds with 10 kills, Clinton. Already out of the game. Obviously, 4 of them came off with an incredible pistol. But then from there, it just felt like the beating continued.
The beatings will continue until morale improves. This is just absolutely insane the way that he's performing. We highlighted it, that we said, you know, this could potentially be a key player for this matchup because of the way that PRX's style is, this go fast style that they like to play. They like to play for trades, and he was good for it every single time.
So scary.
Yeah.
This is like really realistically, and look, the EG Team Liquid game, obviously EG had a really banging half. They looked really good, but not like this. This is just on another level.
This is on another level, but so too is PRX. That level is just a hell of a lot lower than we're used to seeing. Because, well, Durka, yeah, 417 ACS, 19 kills. Look, he's doing incredibly well. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, we are not seeing PRX even hitting shots that they normally hit. They're getting out-read across the board, but they're also not expecting people from flanks that are very common.
There's no nuance.
A complete misread on this game. They are not hitting the shots with the crispness that we usually see. Something is out of sorts. I don't know, not intended, but like, I don't know if it has to do with the map. I don't know, but something needs to change.
Yeah, you know what? I think we'll just go ahead and take it from there. I guess we'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like this one might be over soon.
Yeah, as we get back into bind.
Well, look,
very shortly.
No. Have I told you the story of the 12?
I'm here for it.
Yeah, it was the comeback.
Cool.
I might be lying. I can't even tell you that story. I can't do it. When Dirk is playing like this, I can't do it. Right? It's just like, well, oh.
Have we ever had a 13-0 on the international stage?
I don't think we've cast it. I don't know if we've had one. I'm sure GB or Space or any of the others who are, you know.
I don't think we have. Not
I feel
on the
like we
international
haven't.
stage.
Especially not at this point in the tournament, I feel. Like, especially
This
not
is
past
upper
playoffs.
semis.
Exactly.
By the
That's
way.
ridiculous. Like, the difference here. Anyway, we'll focus up for this one because this might be a very short half. So, away we go towards B. The one man standing in their way will see GRS. Nice little trade work. And take down Chronicle, but will lose out to Durka. Sight now looking ready to go. Anyone going to get a little curious? Boom, sent, but doesn't
Boleh, tepat situ aku penasaran loh.
And look at this picture, that little crossfire. Actually, they deal with Alpha, that's huge. That opens up an avenue. Oh, Leo's closed it. That's much better from Jing, gonna fill the void, and now it's all on Boaster. Is it gonna be 13-0?
The clutch man himself.
Look at the HP, super low. Mind Freak down to 3, Jing down to 23. Oh!
Wah, dah jadi 13-0. Tidaknya 1 poin, Mei, jangan kosong.
26 HP.
Baik.
That's a lot. Here we go.
How far down the rabbit hole?
We're all mad around here, mate. I'm down for it. You know, the worst thing is I do remember casting a game, different game altogether.
Tahu kan Black Blue.
And it was
Oh, si Jing tu sudah tahu santai wong ini.
15-0, right? Sort of look. And I said, there's no way. It happened. So I've also cursed other games, but I don't think my curse is this strong.
4 appearances on Lotus, 70% defensive win rate.
Big.
Maybe it's 68, but I gave him the extra 2%.
Yeah, you rounded up. I like that.
Because of the pistol here.
Oh, see, there it is. First step, take down Durka. Big un. Lovely. Now let's see if they can keep it clean. Flash to follow, Boaster. A little bit of a challenge. They're going to push on this one. Okay, he should be dead. How is he alive? There we go.
Oh, nah, spike sini nah.
Rosie. Until Leo does connect one. Trade for Jing, and we're all good here. PRX, look, 4 standing.
Oh, dah mulai bagus lah kalau defend. Kalau deck mereka yang di aslinya aku lihat ni. Ini decknya deck defend.
Yeah, but Forsaken's still alive, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And look, there we go. He hasn't got a leg to stand on now. Nothing. See, look at this angle. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. There's the
Memang benar-benar decknya defend itu.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, I'm seeing rifles for Fnatic.
Tapi memang telat.
It's fine. It's fine. They've got a good bonus here.
Well, at least, I mean, the positive is that PRX actually being decisive here in the early rounds. That again, I'm not saying it's likely.
Right.
But this is a difference between what we saw in the first round.
What, them winning 2 rounds?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
I like that.
Confidence is back.
Confidence is in the building. All right.
Jing's on double digits.
I mean, he's flying. All right. Space taken. They don't want any of it.
Heading towards the site where it's only Forsaken.
It's okay. It's okay. Here we go. Site takes on. Clear. Okay, clearing all that util. Forsaken's in a lot of trouble. He needs to back away. Yeah, okay. Sight is Fnatic's. Actually, they want to try and take this back early. PRX, they're going to try and play into this, but Chronicles will be waiting, and as this Durka, Trade's going to come out, Divide does well. Now we look at the follow-ups, the damage is being done straight. Jing's there. And now it's all Alpha, 1v3.
Tahan-tahan tuh.
Wonder Kid himself.
Orang benar-benar ini tag-nya defend memang mereka ni.
It's a flash.
Oh, Jing ah. Oh, ayo na Jing.
That's 3.
Ayo na Jing.
Reset the economy up, close to a 900, a couple of others around 300, so might see some light investment here. Sheriffs maybe. Showstopper burnt up, but no other ultimates available for PRX right now.
One enemy remaining. We have the stats man coming in hot. We're looking for 13 zeros here. Oh, that was almost our third international 13-0. The other two were by Gambit when they had Chronicle.
Oh, well.
Well, thank you very much, Space. That's
Emang kalau dia tag payah emang si PRX aku lihat dia.
For now, though, you can see the buy coming out. Stingers, bits and pieces.
Kasih ampun dia.
But every round is incredibly dangerous for PRX in a very real way. One rifle recovered.
Oh,
that paint shell very fortunately placed for Jing there. Actually going to catch Alpha Body. Any chance to close that gap, but the plant is in. So pressure now comes back on. Woken though in, PRX doing very well here. Durka, the only one to steal some damage.
Ibis pa yun ah.
Rifle found. One more down with him.
Oh, dapat kan. Benar-benar decknya deck defend ni yang mereka.
Weapons removed, but the funds just about there to protect a further purchase for PRX. Fourth on the board, Showstopper available for Durka. Leo has 9-4 as well. Chronicle 1 off the pit, so Fnatic can get to a post plant here. Some opportunities to secure. Actually, both are 2 away from the divide as well.
Okay. You know, getting there. Bated breath and all that. Jing's trying to activate. 17 kills for him now.
Looking to get aggressive on Mound once again. Fnatic not here to greet it, but how deep do PRX force the issue here?
And the quick response looks like it's from Durka anyway, and Fnatic taking that B site. Instantly to work, Chronicles isolated one very early on. Jing with a fantastic response!
Oh, anjing kan.
Two, cutting them off on the way in towards that B site. Fnatic
tembak na, tembak.
left down to
Tembak itu di smoke. No, kau.
A heal towards Jing. He's been a superstar for him so far. Boaster going to find one Jing on the trade. And now a 1v3. Boaster, this is a tall task for him. See if we can get that divide going though. It'd be very nice for him if he can even get that coming through here. That spike is not where he'd like it. That's a horrible amount of players to work.
Look at the setup on the X-ray as well.
Even just the high-low from Mindfreak and Jing's enough,
so deep in the pit as well.
Yeah. Good luck. Not gonna happen, Jing. All right, it's fine.
It's fine, it's fine.
I think this time around with the light shield, they will be able to reforce back into this.
Aku main karet juga.
Almost got that snowball round, right?
Yeah. 3 away basically from having a full house.
Heroics from Jing here. Wow.
Yeah, wait, what?
That was 1 HP was left on there as well.
Well, I was just looking at the scoreboard. I thought you meant that. He's up to 21 and 14 already.
It's forced Fnatic into a timeout.
Easy.
Maybe considering that snowball round we're talking about.
Yeah, how they want
and how to execute with so many tools. And Chronicle with 3600, he will be able to get the light shield and a rifle in hand. Full utility available already.
When do you call it? And see, this is the question. I always stop the comeback. Just sorry, those at home. When do you call it a comeback? 7, 8?
No, with a 12-0 half, like 9 or 10. 9 and 10. Yeah. There's 7 chances for them to close out.
You're sounding like Sliggy. 7 more chances. Oh, it's down to 5, 3.
Nah, this is going, like, I'm worried when PRX are getting close to 10. Because basically, Fnatic, with this many rounds, with this deficit, Fnatic have another chance to build a second snowball to close this out. So you give Fnatic 2 snowball rounds to close a map out. Don't say should. They will close out.
Oh, will.
Will.
Strong statement from you. Okay, so this is the round. It's done, right?
I said if you give them 2 snowball rounds.
Well, this would be the first, wouldn't it? So they'd win it here, right? Or is it just the attempt of
It's not a snowball. They haven't got all 5 ults, so... Unless Alpha.
Unless Alpha.
Unless Alpha.
12 to 5. Here we go. It could be the snowball round for sure. There's plenty of ults we played with, and almost all of them high impact ones as well.
Devi on the operator as well. As I say, he's got a deeper angle than Forsaken. We'll actually show the Trailblazer out here. Boaster to deal with, so presence noted. Look at the switch up here at the B side hold from PRX. Fnatic felt a little bit of freedom towards that previously, and a couple of the openers. Mindfreak is fairly committed here. I'm curious of the range of his TP to retreat from this if Fnatic do actually swing out.
He's got 10 more seconds till his next smoke's back in hand, but Fnatic are actually shifting away from this. Going to invest the ult to try and maybe just clear, just try and find a little bit of that information. Fnatic are really keeping their cards close to their chest. Now, temptation for Alpha maybe to try and swing on that, but it's not going to be. Smoke going to go towards B, but you can see the goal here for Fnatic is that C side, or at least the look of it.
Two
but
kill
they're
trips
faking.
on the site, yeah. 2 kill trips on the site. Forsaken has the Odin, Devi has the operator.
So it's all about connector, it's all about that A-link. Divide's going to go up.
Ini nak
And the
ke
two
ni yang
players from
kill tak
PRX need to try and do the damage from here. The paranoia is very good, but the cross going to happen regardless. Showstopper popped. Zaka trying to close that gap. Held back 10 seconds now on the plant. You're going to have the Viper's Pit as well, just to really add insult to injury. What are you meant to do with this one? Plant going to come in. CGRS is... Oh, huge one attempt! Doesn't get what he wants.
Gila. PRX ini
Spike is
gila
in
tu.
times on their side now. It's going to get messy. Durka tries to play his life. Trade comes out. 3v3 now. Still on the site though. Chronicle surrounded. Looking a little bit worried here. Chip down to 47. Dips away. And you can see Jing trying to close that gap. Trying to get closer. Left down on 1 HP. Chronicle holds the ground. Good trade as well. Alpha keeping this very firmly in hand. And Mindfreak with so much to do. So many players to find. And so little time to do it.
Snake bite on it.
Yeah, that's time. Oh my word, he's desperate to try and make something of this. But he's running low on those seconds, those precious couple of seconds. The spray from Leo.
Wah.
Dead. The snowball
Gila menang dah. Gila. Fnaticnya. PRX ini nah, nggak nunggu main masa-masa dia.
Absolute masterclass here from Fnatic.
Gila, Fnatic ini memang masterclass nih yang di apa? Di apa? Map yang susahnya. Ah, dia nah. Ini dia.
It's so
Mulai
frustrating for a
nyindir
team
dia.
that rides so heavily on, that front line point of contact and being able to create so much chaos and catch teams.
Hey, ini map EG coy. Hey. Salah itu tuh, hey. Apa kau replaynya kayak tadi, hey. Ah, apa benar ini? Ah. Santai ya si Jing tu. Kacau dia cak kampret emang si Jing itu. Kangen. Kan? Ini dia. Ya, kita lihat saja deh. Apakah PRX akan mengulangi lagi seperti tahun lalu dia bertemu dengan Fnatic, bisa membantai 1-2 gitu. Kita lihat saja. Dan ke bawah ini dulu guys. Ini udah jam 1 udah.
a chance.
What a way to start things off. You can see the reposition from how Devi's playing that, from how Mindfreak is playing it. They had no idea where Alpha had slipped through to. Expecting a flank through from Spawn.
Last player standing. One
Heartbreaking as well, because Mindfreak's in a committed position here. Alpha 33 though. Crucial headshot to hit.
Squeaky bum time on
Yes,
that.
yeah. Yeah, because he's got to make the drop out. He has to reveal his position as well.
Uncomfy by all accounts, but what an aggressive start from PRX as well, flooding through over towards A. That was a little audacious from them. Fnatic now will have to maybe keep that in mind, right? So, okay, we've got to temper ourselves a little bit, sitting super deep here. Boaster all the way back by Xiao, just in case you got them sat very, very patiently.
It's a Forsaken wall, if ever I've seen one, by the way.
It's curious. How does it make you feel?
Just throw it out.
It's like a Rorschach test. Just what do you see? What I see, though, is a stack, Mike. We've got 4 players here. How far does Fnatic get before they maybe identify this?
I think actually plenty of utility to work with here. Fnatic very cautious on approach here with Devi. Spotted. To peel away from this, though. I think now Fnatic should figure out that there's plenty of bodies here.
Yep. Scramble time. Fnatic stand and fight. They've got rifles. They haven't got too much to be worried about here. Dealt with the brunt of it. Devi, what's he got? Oh, only a classic. I was maybe hoping it was maybe a frenzy or
yeah, he was
or
noted,
something.
but didn't actually swing when all that pressure comes through from the other PRX players.
30 seconds left.
Scurried away. Okay, Mindfreak though. Oh.
That was an 80 face.
Oh. Is there any chance? Oh, and he's seen him as well. Nice shot from Mindfreak, but yeah, position noted. 3 still standing. Should be able to get the rifle in the hands of Alpha potentially, just in case. Yeah, that's a Bulldog. Is there another Vandal? Did that already get collected potentially? I mean, a little bit dangerous. Stack worked out, I guess. If you're PRX in that regard, you're happy enough. You got, to draw some blood there. But the buyback in this bonus isn't going to be particularly weak from Fnatic, regardless. This is still fine.
No. We'll see if Leo's just going to play this through. Maybe stack up with somebody and hope for an upgrade at some point in the round. Actually, now going to get rifles across the board here, so it's only Boaster's Bulldog. I guess the chink in the army
Kalah juga nih PRX nih.
for Fnatic.
It's just the pace in which PRX are trying to take space on this map. It's done so early. I mean, you can backfill it. Yes, I guess it'll cost you some of that utility to re-clear, but at this point, first real contact is, I guess, made here. Yes, there's a little bit of a scrap towards long, but it wasn't particularly committed behind. That's been dealt with. All this happens, still looking at the likes of Chronicle, sat towards that A site. Creeping a bit closer here. They felt a lot of pressure towards B now.
When we look at the trade-off, though, it's a spy cam for the Trailblazers to come out. Both flashes used by Devi, now got one back online, but Fnatic have burnt up so much utility from PRX, seemingly for free. So now have tons at their disposal and a huge advantage in terms of this A site here. Good molly to slow things down, though, yeah.
That's very nice. Should allow another player to get over in a rotation. That's going to be Jing, probably.
Oh.
Nice from Forsaken. Isolating Boast here, and that does remove the smoke, so some of that safety is going to be taken away from them.
30 seconds.
Oh, that advantage now has passed. PRX able to stall
Yeah.
this out effectively, Lauren.
Do they take a TP? Do they just... What's the plan now from Fnatic? You've got 20
Yeah,
seconds,
TP
no
base
safety,
niya
you
na.
need fight, you need something going your way, and you don't have a great deal. So they're going to send Chronicle digging deeper, and that's what you get! 13 seconds though, and the site's not safe! The swing, he wants to try and deny that plant! He can't do it. Plant's in now. 3v3 post-plant.
Alpha, I don't think he's noted as of yet, but has to try and find something behind the smoke here. Swings onto it, finds the first. Forsaken will trade, though.
Big work from Forsaken this round. Tap on the spike as well, trying to draw out Durka, but does he respond? I think that's enough of a check now. Leo closing the gap as well. Forsaken!
Wow!
As soon as you think
Woi,
there's a little bit
gile.
of Durka rips it away from them. 8 HP. All he's left on.
Wah,
And
sumpah,
that's to
sumpah,
make it up
sumpah,
to
sumpah.
3.
Kalah nih bisa.
Bonus converted. May as well call it the full buy with what they brought into this.
Yeah.
Heroics from Forsaken and beautiful stall here, but there's just a moment where Fnatic are stacked up and they're ready to go hyper aggressive. Chronicle on the smoke lines too.
Whoa!
And a 3-0 lead now.
Not what you wanted to see if you're a PRX fan. Trying to play this aggressive, in-your-face game style is going to get harder and harder as that score just gets further and further away from you. See if they can keep it up, though. Still got the rifle out on CGRS, but the rest left wanting. This time, not quite as proactive, not quite as in their face. You can see them already trying to clear down towards Fountain, seeing nothing. This could allow a little bit more room to have Forsaken lean back towards A.
Yeah, eyes on Jing as well. Stinger in hand, one off the showstopper. Plenty of utility to potentially find a cheeky kill off the plant, maybe off the spike being tapped, but Chronicle just charging on through.
Yep, pain shot to follow, and bye-bye Mind Freak. This is going to be a clean take so far. There's the threat. There it goes. You saw it on the X-ray. Jing taken out in a second. The rifle now revealed as well. CGRS will note that. Seeker's going to be sent. Let's see where these players are waiting. Forsaken now in trouble. Has to get out of there. You work off that flash? Not really.
Ngantuk kayaknya. Wah, enak itu.
Playing this post plant.
Yeah, Molly goes up as well. It's going to come down nice and early. What you do with the wingman trying to find this, but actually CGRS has found a kill.
Might try a little bit more. Forsaken. Going to be noted on that, and Boaster.
Batakan mainnya
That
sih.
looks chaotic for a second, but again, you got to keep in mind Boaster was still alive, had the ult, had the molly. Time to be purchased here. If you get a plant from this side for Fnatic, you've got a lot of kit to run through there.
Yeah, I was going to say, it might seem like an overinvestment for the orbital strike as well when the molly's already sent down, but Durka 2 off the showstopper, they have another massive ultimate. Another round shot. Beautiful shot from Chronicle. Like I said, this is potentially as well Jing actually finding the showstopper from a play like that.
Right here.
Ultimates are plenty for PRX now. They're just missing the Seekers. But walking the tightrope in terms of the finances.
Same.
Yeah, same.
Did you pick a skins this tournament?
I did actually, yeah.
You did?
I wasn't going to mention.
Okay. I want to see what skins he's picking this time. If it's just the glitch pop again, then I think he's just...
Gila, dua smoke kali. Aku mau sadar loh.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. It's because we've got these... Whoa, bloody hell, Forsaken. That was a very dangerous
I think that was the step on the decay as well.
It must have been, because he got taken down very low.
Yeah.
Whoa. But it's the patience coming out from Fnatic now. They're having to kind of match this.
It's just so crispy today.
Yep, he's looking good. CGRS though will get played in. Gets the hell out of there too. Doesn't want to stick around too long.
A very early reckoning.
Wait, look at this push! Jing's down there!
Oh, man.
Saves it from a mile away! Chronicle's caught. This is the first big player advantage that they've had in some time. 35 seconds, Fnatic. They'll back to the wall here. Mind Freak going to be forced out of position, has to fall away. Looks like the molly went in though.
It's deep, it's not necessarily going to stop safe passage to site. Mind Freak has found Alpha though.
It's on Durka and Leo to try and keep this hand. First big chance for PRX. Get themselves on the board. Nothing more to be done for Durka. Looking dangerous, yes, but Leo's caught.
Mantap. Untung tadi tingginya, woi.
Scoreboard here, and 4-1.
Massive investment though. What, they had 4 ultimates here and 3 of them are burnt up. PRX desperate to just stop the momentum of Fnatic early on here. I was talking about questioning over-investment previously. Now Fnatic in a position where they have the pit, the showstopper, Neural Theft available as well. Potentially a mid-round audible.
One enemy remaining.
Find a kill. Durka, I think, just, I expected something to be drifting out. The pipe's so deep there. Yeah, only the orbital strike available for Mind Freak. Durka straight off here with the showstopper though.
Oh,
Gila, memang benar-benar ngincer dia.
So good! And the pace change is nuts, just complete gear shift here. They've been respecting PRX till now, and Boaster
Gila.
kicks down the doors, takes down Jing, takes down Mind Freak, and the site's all theirs. What is Divine meant to do? Oh, pops the Seekers, that seems...
futile.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
Oh!
Maybe not.
Right.
Maybe not. Give it a go. But let's kind of roll back to what we saw in this round. All these kind of starts, they've been respecting the aggression from PRX, right? This time, almost just...
This is beautiful though, because a couple of times, PRX are here to try and deal with this spy cam. They come forward to shoot it, but Alpha actually gets a tag, notes a player, and Durka is in position to burst immediately. So that early conditioning. PaperX are desperate to take away some of the tools from Fnatic in the early round. This time they punished them for it. They bait them in.
See, I do have to give credit in these sort of moments because, as you said, those sort of things can come out fair, you know, a timeout with a coach, but just coming up with that on the fly again, just kind of noting it and working around it, really nice to be seeing. Now 5-1, this puts the pressure back on PaperX. Can they halt this progression from Fnatic?
Forsaken's position. Look where Chronicles got to. I was going to say, yeah. I looked at the minimap for a second. Chronicles just walked straight up short here.
Hey, what?
Maybe trying to catch
Come on,
something
man.
off guard.
Well, the pendulum swings on the other side of the map, though. Durka. So look towards CT. There's a player in towards elbow. That's going to be Devi. Devi seems very aware of this. And now Durka's dead.
Mantap.
Isolating
no, apa sih yang gila?
CGRS and Leo Z to try and follow up, but now down to the 1v3. This is a tall task for Alpha. But he's the wonder kid for a reason. Bring it down to the 1v1.
Sumpah, jeleknya JAS itu.
And he has room.
JAS gila goblok.
As well. They can post this up and can play a very safe position now. Forsaken only just making it towards spawn.
I must wait a moment.
He's creeping closer. Does Forsaken turn? Alpha backs away. Running around each other now. Forsaken paranoid. Just the tap on the spike and Alpha gets closer. 2 kills already. Needs the third. Drawn in. Oh, the shorty! Seals it. Fnatic move forward on 6 with a Red Bull clutch that they're going to remember.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. Forsaken a moment's hesitation there not to find the first half. See Alpha actually considering that. That a disgusting second shot. The worst thing is Alpha's closed the gap here, gets inside the cove with a shorty.
I mean, this was one of the maps that always stood out to us with Alpha originally as well. Like rolling back to when we first started to see glimpses of him, when Fnatic first looked to pick him up, this was one of the big highlights that stood out to us. Great to see that diligence still there. And it's just nuts watching this team work. As you said, it could be any of them. It genuinely could be any of them. Currently, Poster's top fragging. If you missed that, just a heads up. He's the one leading on 8-5. Had a really big bailout round just not too long ago, pushing deeper towards CT there. But it's timeout from PaperX, right? This was meant to be the map that they found the most comfort on when they were in the veto.
Banyak peluang bang, cuman ya jelek mainnya.
We've seen flourishes of what we saw Lotus end with, where PaperX are trying to take space away from Fnatic, be decisive, and almost kind of flex out a little bit, posture up, but it's just not amounting to anything here. Fnatic have the read in the mid round, they're able to counter the aggression perfectly, and also waiting out some of these little utility pieces that PaperX are basing it around. I don't know if the answer here is to maybe take a little more control on the extremity and hold on to that. But Fnatic pretty much have free roam here across the entire map.
Yeah, I haven't seen one, like a singular look that fully deals with what Fnatic have been up to. Jing trying to get aggressive again, just doubling down on this. And while they do this, they've lost territory over towards Hookah. You're going to have Durka taking that space, and they should have the information. Oh dear! Oh dear! And Chronicles caught them on the run. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. Fnatic are in full form. CGRS.
Hang on. His leg's sticking out.
Oh. Well, how much can one man do? Not a great deal. Not a great deal.
Gila, baca menganget pula.
Wasn't CGRS the one that actually got stunned by the Trailblazer?
I think so, yeah.
Well, the fact he's able to get out of the orbital strike. Again, such a reactive piece here. Like I said, Fnatic aren't scared to use some of these big ultimates on the anti-ecos just to secure rounds. Shame it only got to 1.
Well, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. So you might as well, have a bit of fun. There we are, rolling it back. And now they have to back away. You pick your poison, don't you? There you go.
Alpha's here to greet the TP on the other side, actually. Got to see some pressure come through from Showers.
No wingman on the way. Bless him.
Oh! Right. Oh, wow. Oh!
The boss is like, yeah, I'm trading you.
That was an impressive trade, honestly. Oh dear. Chronicle's just battered Jing, hasn't he? And now he's just walking to the side. Anything to stop him? Actually, yes, there. Forsaken does well to find Chronicle. After he had his eyes drawn by Durka darting across. What do we have now? Smoke's still going to be in place for this. Forsaken doing very well. Exceptionally well, actually, to even make this doable, right? This is a 1v2 now, but look who's still alive. It's Durka and he's on the run. You should be able to get a plant here.
Say with the plant, it'll be one off the showstopper. So you want to see Devi and Mindfreak stacked up here for a trade. Problem being, Devi has an operator.
Yeah.
Durka looking to play deep on this. The smoke going to force him back in.
Ayo, mulai lagi.
There was no ping.
No, hold on. Tries to go for the first shot. He has to be almost proactive in this, right? He's committed to this sort of play style. Does Devi even expected the barrel surely shows first? It doesn't matter. Durka so
Nade
quick
as
with
well.
it. Oh dear, he doesn't want the nade. He wants the rocket.
Goblok.
Oh,
Easy time.
Just ripping down Paper X. This looks done, Mike.
Played to perfection.
Atau di depan apa sana lagi?
Even I didn't even spot. Actually, gets the paint shell reset as well off that first kill. Devi, unfortunately, the one with the operator has to come forward, take something, and the spacing just not there. 8-1 the scoreline here on Bind.
Ano kebantai.
It's online now for Paper X, only missing the orbital strike, but very little for them to work with here. Almost back to stack roulette here, 4 over towards A side.
Yep.
Forsaken left to try and anchor here on the other side.
There's a lot to handle.
Paper X dumping everything here, Lauren.
Yeah,
everything.
Including the kitchen sink at this point. There's a lot of pressure on Fnatic, but there has been no kills. There's been no blood drawn at this point. They're still just holding towards long.
The only space they've really taken away is on A short here, with CTRS posted up deep now. Now drifting into a 3-man stack onto B. Fnatic. No damage taken yet.
That's the first. Divide as well. That's not bad. Flash. Mindfreak swings it. Gorgeous. Lovely. Finally getting a bit of a fight back here.
Tahu tu nah.
Now a 2v4. Was a 5. They know where these players are, but the spike is down on long. Can they get that back?
I have retrieved the spike.
Alpha. Going on a solo mission.
Kalau cari mainahan baik, Josa.
They've split their forces, Paper X. Didn't see it, I think. Chronicle not noting the player. Here in the jump spot, spots the player. Forsaken should have this cross though. He does. Clean with it. And now Alpha, this gets very difficult. It becomes impossible. Forsaken is putting in serious work here for Paper X.
He really is. Thank God they convert that, because it's a dump of utility and ultimates at the start of this, and it feels like it almost amounts to nothing until Devi finds this kill, then Mindfreak doubles down on it.
I know.
2 on the board now. Paper X string anything else together behind this. Only got the pit to work with on the side of Fnatic, so not too many tools available to throw at this to convert.
Gonna get another punish on this. And you can see Durka trying to close the gap. That was the call at the start there. Gonna force the hand a little as well. Utility gonna slow on the back of the mosh pit. Fnatic taking space this time, but they have a bit more of a default to lean back to. There's no stone left unturned this round.
It's another 4-man stack towards B this time, but Mindfreak, I guess, with the orbital strike and ability to stall out, buy some time for the rotation to come through if Fnatic try and find the plant there.
They're trying to re-clear, but they're going to be behind the curve. They can send Forsaken over towards A, but it depends on the timing that he gets here. Okay, right about now. Smokes to go up, so we can't really change too much. Let's at least get out towards backside, but Plant going to be tested. Anything to stop it? No, and the pit's going to be invested too, Mike. This is a lot of ults coming on in. Forsaken does find Durka. Plant gets denied. 28 seconds, and Boast is detained.
It's going to find 2 here. CGRS will fall as well. Fnatic now in a 4v3.
Thought you'd done enough taking down Durka, but Leo's still alive. There's still a chance. Mindfreak, though, has been critical, as has Forsaken. They lose out on Mind Freak, but with 11 seconds, can they get the plant down this time around? Fnatic, yes they can. 3-player advantage to the 2, make it just 1 now.
Banyak terbuang sia-sia ini.
Struggling here. How do you find these 3? First couple of steps in, managing to navigate past
the bait works for him actually with the weapon drop.
Loh, banyaknya terbuang sia-sia loh momennya gila.
Forsaken will fall. Fnatic find their 9th. And this is one where actually it doesn't even come down to the orbital strike to stall out. No. PRX are here so early. There's so much pressure on this plant coming through, but Leo digs his heels in on that lamp's hold.
2-9 now. Unable to string that round together. This is when we're in a drought here.
Yeah, round 12, a Stinger comes in, a Sheriff's in, no ultimates available. Staring down the barrel of a 10-2 half. Another demoralizing first half performance.
I think that's a pretty fair assessment. This isn't fun to play if you're PRX, really. I know, they've still got smiles, still trying to keep their heads up, but you've got 2 rounds on your map. This isn't really how you want things to be going, but that's a good start. Isolating Alpha towards the backside of Shower could be great, but you can already see the consideration. This is going to be an A-piece ending. Because we're already creeping closer. Work with this utility going forward.
Molly invested fairly early actually. The Cove as well to cut off the sight lines, but it's going to be difficult for PRX to do much once this first wave of utility goes down, to be honest with you. Divide in a key position, finds Boaster. It's now a 5v3, and actually Fnatic don't get the plant yet.
No, Leo was waiting back for a really long time. I'm not sure what he was maybe waiting on, but...
Hoping that Chronicle and Durka will find kills here, potentially.
Maybe. And on the drop, wait, Chronicle found the kill there. Took down, wait, Chronicle found a follow-up! They had so many bodies on the site. But Leo's got the spike here, and he's in so much trouble. Durka needs to try and bail him out, he can't do it in time. There we go, a little bit of relief at the very end.
There we go, there we go.
Making it to 3 means it's not a complete loss, but it's certainly a very uphill struggle.
Something.
Kalau ini kalah sih dia ke lower bracket, lower round. Kalau kalah, ya sudah tak apa-apa kalau misalnya kita nak ke lower. Kalau dia kalah sih kan lagi dia ketemu Edward Gaming.
It's such a terrifying rhythm.
Vibing.
Yeah.
Just vibing. I mean, I don't know what you're meant to do against this, and I don't think PRX does either. This is their map choice. They got 3. Yes, it's a little more than they had before, but it's still not much to play with. Fnatic looking fantastic. I don't know what to expect for the second half.
Fnatic are cooking with fire. Even though it's a 9-3 half and maybe some hopefuls will be praying for the 9-3 curse, I would be honest with you, you would just be left in tatters because I don't know how that's going to work out for you there with the way the Fnatic's playing here at Kilios.
Yeah, I mean, they managed to scrape by that final round. Still was looking a little bit close. Chronicle coming up with 2 big ones there to make it look like it was going to end up with that 10-2, but it's still a very dire situation. This is going all the way back over to round 5, however, where PRX were finally able to get themselves on the board. They started things off. They had an overall very nice round to be able to shut down Fnatic. And as we got right in around 6, Fnatic turned it on its head. They said, no, we will not let you build momentum. We will not let you string 2 together. And they just continued on their merry way with massacring PRX.
Yeah, they string together a couple really nice ults there to get the showstopper going. Then Boaster hears Jing's blast pack, just decides, all right, I'm going to push past the smoke. I don't think they're going to expect it. You know, they're probably expecting us to hold back, and he gets 2 huge kills out of it. So it's the confidence here for Fnatic is clearly flowing. Yeah, sure, there's been, great moments from Forsaken, a few from Divide here and there. CGRS seems to be having a good time up there, but right now, certainly, it is an outclassing from Fnatic.
And when you look at those series of rounds, and the reason why we wanted to highlight them is because the amount of effort, and Hypoc pointed out immediately, the investment. It was 4 ults that they had invested into that round to win it for PRX. And then on the flip side, Fnatic's like, and they looked so demonic on the approach there. It's quite scary to play against Achilleos.
No, it's absolutely terrifying, but they need to rally back, and it has to start with this pistol.
They need this pistol. Well, let's see if they can get it and send it back over to Pansy and Hypoc.
Yes, they do need to start with a pistol, but it will be a long and treacherous journey
diganti ke something ternyata.
Away from Fnatic. Now, they do have more than the first map on that first half. but it's still not much.
No, and I want to come back to a point here after the pistol. Potentially here,
God,
PRX
man,
on
yeah.
the board. Talking composition once again for Fnatic. Chronicle, lots of bodies outside this, yeah. Wisely going to give it up. Tries to deal with the Trailblazer, not stand up, so it'll be difficult to follow up. He gets 2!
Apa kainahan? Nah, goblok.
They're all here. Mind Freak is the last one alive.
Apa kainahan, ya Allah.
Look at that smile. Drags them to their grave.
The TP pinch comes through, but like I said, Chronicle, they're desperate to follow up on this Trailblazer. Denies the possibility of the stun, then gets 2 kills on top of it, by the way.
Look at this. Oh.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
This guy's very good at the game, isn't he? What's all there?
Gila konyolnya kalahnya.
Well, starts with a pistol. Oh, ahead of the wall. I'm hoping they'd negate the flash a little. Not to be. So we get the test. It's not really stacked as 3 players. So we get to see what Dirk can do. He's got Leo by his side. That's one.
Spike down B.
Paint shot.
Nice.
There he goes.
That's good, yeah.
Okay, they've taken down 1. That's a recovered weapon. Oh, that's 2.
Bad.
That's
Well,
a bulldog.
Okay, yeah. Giving away the bulldog here.
Dirk has got something to do tonight, apparently.
Yeah.
Just
Trying to
busy.
speed run bind here.
I'm pushing long. Huh? Fair enough. So, oh.
Gets spotted.
Oh,
He's in the iPad.
Kalanahan terus.
That's ridiculous. The CGRS down to 14 HP.
Ini
Sting
masalah
out the
sih.
bulldog to work with here, but
Close is going to spot this. Should be. Oh, the dink as well. Bloody hell. Yeah, Alpha's feeling a bit of pressure there. They're both on this side. He doesn't know that yet. Cross through. They still haven't found him.
Oh, gila.
How did he see? How's he found the second there so easily?
you know something we don't.
Gak apa-apa kalau sudah kalah sih ini. Ya, memang kalau overtake ya sudah.
First and
Kita
second
kalau
on the board
overtake.
here. I mean, talk about the mountain to climb once again.
It does have to start with a pistol, really. It's just okay. So let's say this goes the way it does. You can no. That's cool. There's a bonus round coming in, but they still the only quote bonus is it's 1 bulldog. It's not
That's
like
the same bonus that they had on Lotus.
Exactly. It's incredibly strong. So it's not like they're really coming in with an issue, and you still feel as though from one of these players on Fnatic they'll give you a round. So it's like, where does PRX now find any semblance of safety? There isn't much. They're going to go for a little bit of a B piece, it looks like, or at least imply they are.
The utility investment here. It's all very early on.
Haven't made it to the site at all yet. They haven't actually played the Fnatic players either. Dirk has found a little bit of room to watch that cross. CGRS will go down. Leo going to be able to catch the cross.
Oh my God!
Doing that.
Goblok, goblok. Masih bingung. Penalti sampai bingung loh. Macam mana?
Put a fork in it. This one's done. That's
Leo
12.
didn't even blink.
Nah, he knew exactly.
Ah ya, penalti sampai bingung. Kayak mana dia nih?
That is ridiculous. It's instantaneous as well. This last shot. I mean, these guys are just different. 12-3 now. PRX will be able to force back in here. Missing a shield for Divide. 2 Bulldogs. Jing with a judge. And they're going towards Alpha setup.
Cool.
It's Alpha and Chronicle to try and hold down the fort here on A site.
Good luck, PRX. This is the one that has to count. Will Fnatic close the series out and make it look easy, comfortable, untested? Chronicle, gun glowing, and for a reason. But PRX adjust now. Somboster on the other side, all alone here. Rotations are on the way, but no one said save him yet.
Molly under the window is going to slow things down here.
Oh, there's the savior! Alpha comes around, gets 2 just. So you can see Jing getting towards the site. It's down to 2v2. Jing and Mindfreak up against Chronicle and Durka. Spike is down. They're yet to plant it, and Jing is desperate to try and hold on to this. Hold that close territory. 91 HP. The first challenger emerges. Second, he's got him dead. Jing.
Boleh. Keren.
to survive, though, so it's not going to give them any stability, any comfort in terms of the economy here. They're very pacey fake here. They boast almost buys enough time here for a couple of members of Fnatic to swing out spawn, but it doesn't come through. I think Durka's maybe a little bit hesitant just because Ding closes out that kill on Boaster.
Aku aja something daripada GRS.
Give me a reason to believe. Give me something. If it's off the back of this player, sure. I'm down for it. Jing, show me what you got. There you go, found the camera. Take that away.
They fake the pinch once again with the Trailblazer here. I mean, Durka and Leo are ready to collapse. I guess kept in position now because Leo did note somebody deep on Fountain with that first flash, Will on the second as well.
Slow creep back around towards A. Once again,
Sudah kalah ya.
contact made. Jing lucky to be standing after that. An opportunity there. Passes. And the site now going to be flooded. Jing, lovely work towards Chronicle. He's opened up a chance as Alpha slips a little deeper. The position as the plant comes in, but the time is on PRX's side. With this post plant, what do they have for it? You can see Alpha getting so close, gets checked on.
Uy, kau untung anjing ni ngegap.
Stabilizing a little.
Ah.
And Jing takes away Leo from this.
Untung dogginya ngegap.
Ain't gonna find much value on the playback here.
No. Shouldn't be given a kill. We're about to potentially swap out here to one of these weapons close by. I said it wasn't clean on the previous here. 5 standing is massive for PRX. In terms of the comeback, they have to get in motion early on. Ability to gain a buy-in hand behind this. And some ultimates starting to come online as well. Forsaken 1 away from the Reckoning. Mind Freak 2 off the 1 for the Seekers. CGRS and Jing already have theirs available. You've got to say PRX with an advantage here, at least in the next, what, 2 to 3 rounds potentially.
Yes.
They could be frugal in approach.
And Jing starting to find a bit more value here. He was critical to them actually, almost making the scoreline not look atrocious in that one. If he keeps doing that now, joined by maybe Forsaken, those two could really get going. For now though, still a buy, still enough of a buy that you have to pay attention here for Fnatic. It's not perfect by any means. A couple of gaps here and there. Been an adjustment made. The third player pulled over towards A and a proactive start towards Shower, but the response is good here from PRX. Try and take that space. Nice slow down though. They're just going to go through it, disrespecting that utility. Careful, Jing! Flung back in. Posts the ult, almost caught on the cross, but not.
It's only the Cove that saves him there, I think.
I think so. I just heard it break as he was spamming. Try bait in.
He detained both of them.
Oh, wait, he got Leo as well? Oh dear. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Okay, good. Nice.
Oh!
Forsaken.
Whoa!
Wasn't bad.
Keren.
I was a little worried that Leo would have had them.
Paknya bagus nah itu kan. Halo bang. Halo Cil.
They
Halo.
just can't split up quick enough.
Yep.
Kamu kapan dateng? Aduh.
Problem being, I said they needed to be frugal. Massive investment to get that one on the board. Still a 6-round gap. And now Fnatic actually take the upper hand on a light shield purchase, but rifles across the board and 3 ultimates to work with. See if Chronicle actually going to shut down Showers immediately here with the pit. He will.
Okay. Allows a little bit more. I don't even say less pressure on Alpha. It's a lot of pressure on Alpha anyway. He's got the whole team coming towards him here. All that utility invested. No plan to be seen just yet. Toying with it now. And Fnatic's still holding their ground here, and Jing is a little too ahead of himself.
Yeah.
That's a mistake to be made, and now wants to be punished. Good trade from CGRS though. This Chronicle going to finally show his hand. Alpha swings out as well.
Oh, dua na. Plan.
Got showstoppers, he can deny it even further. Boaster with
Elevin na pula tu.
Shot heard that scent. Is this a TP? Do they take it? No. Not yet, at least.
Mind Freak has the molly and 1 off the orbital strike, but Durka's anticipating a
Uy,
rotation.
jangan aja kau nang giling.
Paper X set up for success now with the molly and the orbital strike available.
Mind Freak needs to play carefully though. He has to play his life, right? Like,
Inatif please, jangan kena comeback.
that's not what I expected here.
Ya mau gimana lagi ya kalau misalnya Pinatik sudah ya ini sudah menang ini. Oh, lihatlah. Oh, kau. Mantap. Kalau misalnya Pinatik mau disuruh jangan kena comeback, ya tergantung juga gimana. Kalau misalnya kayak kemarin kayak kan di statistik di kamu mundur sedikit lah di kan kasih tahu tuh statistik antara Fnatic sama PRX itu kan pernah ketemu tuh tahun lalu. Tahun lalu tuh mereka berdua ini dimenangi PRX dengan skor 1-2 di Rusia kayaknya ini. Valorant Rusia kayaknya, Vostok susah namanya. Jadi kita lihat saja dah Fnatic gimana nggak tahu.
And even here, perfect example in this round, there's 5 stacked up on short. These kill trips don't really amount to anything because Alpha's under so much pressure, he actually can't slow things down. Again, with other bits of utility that are going to clear things out, Jing's on the raise, Device on the trailblazer, there's multiple tools here to remove that.
Tapi sih kalau misalnya Fnatic kalah sih ya masih bisa lolos juga. Lolosnya tuh dalam arti jadi dituruni ke lower bracket. Aku lihat ya. Kalau aku lihat dari kalau dilihat dari ininya jadwalnya nih dia ini kan di semifinal tuh. Semifinal kalau dia kalah kan dia bisa ketemu Edward Gaming besok jam 1. Ya kayak tadi lah si siapa tuh. Finalnya kapan bang? Finalnya nah, finalnya nih nah. Finalnya nih tanggal 25. Tanggal 25 nanti. Itu belum tahu. Yang baru lolos apa final itu di event jenis. Udah gagal nih. GG. Oke atuh Fnatic. Oke, satu pohon. Oh, jangan tanya aku coy. Kalau misalnya siapa pemain Fnatic yang pakai senjata favorit kamu? Senjata favorit kamu arcade. Oh, jangan tanya aku coy. Kalau lihat cek di aku kan nggak banyak informasi tuh tentang Fnatic. Fnatic kan ini kan pemain acak, pemain dari Eropa, jadi nggak sering-sering lihat apa tuh namanya perkembangan mereka main tuh pakai apa, favorit apa. Kalau ditanya favorit kamu di pemain Fnatic ya jangan tanya saya. Ada yang mati gak itu? Coba kalau lihat cek gak di terus mereka di Fnatic. Nah dengan ini PRX dia langsung ke lower bracket. Nanti kalau sudah round 3 misalnya PRX lolos ke round 3 lower di antara tim Liquid sama FNC, nah nanti dia besok jam 1 dia tanggal 21 lusa. Tapi gigi lah udah berusaha sih. Tapi aku lihat kenapa sih GRS ini masuk, oh ternyata ini digantikan sama something diganti. Jadi dia kasih kesempatan si AGS itu main.
I completely agree. And there were two ways they came out of that. It was either going to be they rebuild, they get stronger, and they look even better, which is I think what we've come out with, or they would have been down.
Ya, tapi WP lah. Dia sudah banyak berusaha sih. Bosakan memang walaupun memang banyak bunda nih mereka berdua nih dekat loh. Dekatnya mereka mainnya. Karena mereka sudah kenal. Dia sudah pernah sering main ngajak mabar di stream. Bosakan kan dia kan streamnya tuh seringnya di Twitch. Sonical itu udah jago loh ternyata. Ini Fnatic bisa menang karena hoki. Banyak momen yang blunder dari PRX ya, dibuatnya itu masuk gitu. Nah kayak gini. Yeah.
It's very nice to see a team this capable right now. We've seen a lot of issues with other teams across
Ini apa tuh? Komentatornya Inggris gak bisa bahasa Inggris tuh maksudnya apa tuh? Ceritakan dong. Coba ceritakan dong maksudnya apa tuh? Komentatornya Inggris gak bisa bahasa Inggris tuh maksudnya apa tuh? Masukmu saya. Ya bisa aja. Ini kan ini. Sebenarnya sih ini kan waspatinya ini bukan resmi dari ini. Sebenarnya aku sudah mau ngajukan izin gitu. Cuman nggak tahu nih habis ini enggak. Bisa sih sebenarnya aku tuh bahasa Inggris. Cuman ya jujuran deh. Inggris aku tuh pas-pasan. Oh itu masuk lu, maksudnya tuh ini. Masuk lu tuh komentatornya Inggris, tapi lu kayak bisa bahasa Inggris. Bilang dong. Belajar makanya. Kamu masih sekolah enggak? Kalau masih sekolah ya kan itu harus belajar bahasa Inggris tuh. Kamu kan ini, kalau memang bisa bahasa Inggris kan kamu cuma yang kamu tahu tuh sebenarnya apa sih? Yes, no kan? Kebanyakan umum kan pasti banyak ngomong yes, no, thank you, hello, hi gitu kan? Kayak itu ya, yang dasar-dasar aja. Cuman kamu kan main Valorant tuh, kayaknya aku lihat kamu tuh. Cuman kamu tuh nggak banyak berinteraksi ngomong bahasa Inggris lebih jauh lagi. Aku aja masih jujur aja deh, bahasa Inggris aku tuh masih pas-pasan, jujur. Ngomong aja masih belak-belakan. Ngomong aja ini nih, dikit-dikit aku bisa bahasa Inggris. Nah itu, gua aja bisa, apalagi aku. Ini kan nambah aku mute. Ini ada lagunya copyright, jadi aku gak mau buka suaranya. Ya lebih di expert lagi lah, lebih di perkembangan kamu tuh bahasa Inggris kamu tuh didekati lagi. Aku aja masih belajar kok. Bukannya kamu aja. Ini sudah, ini pertandingan ini habis. Nanti besok ini main low bracket. Tim Liquid versus NLG Esport jam 10 pagi. Sama yang tadi kan PRX itu kalah Fnatic, jadi dia turun ke low bracket, dia ketemu sama Edward Gaming. Edward Gaming itu dari Cina. Di sini ada dua perwakilan dari Cina, NLG Esport sama Edward Gaming. Nah, Tim Liquid ini kalau nggak salah, Tim Liquid ini Eropa, campur berarti. Lalu kalau di RS kan di awal sudah gugur, dia kalah lawan NLG Esport. Ya sama kayak si PRX juga sih, memang apes juga sih. Cuma ya gitu aja dah. Sama juga ke hoki yang dong. Enggak. Main tuh tidak ada yang namanya skill itu harus bagus, skillnya harus kayak gini lah gitulah. Enggak.
Fnatic close out a spectacular showing
Ada
for
gitu.
themselves at 2-0. You see Boaster signing in the
Ini final ini isinya hoki be. Apalagi PPS pasti ketemu sama ya. 1-2 tuh statistik mereka tuh isinya tuh hoki yang aja gitu. Karena kayak tahu sendiri deh. PPS tuh kelemahan terbesarnya tuh dia tuh apa namanya peta map yang tidak pernah dijelajahi lebih lanjut seperti Lotus, seperti Peer, seperti Gacur. Nah, itu mungkin tiga itu mungkin kan belum familiar banget di dunia itu. Iya gitu.
PRX's hopes and dreams was really crazy to watch.
Yeah, I mean there was no reason for them
Yeah.
to close, especially after the start that they had over on Lotus with that very clean closeout in the end. You know, 13-5 they go in. PRX like a little bit better year on Bind. We're able to actually find, you know, round wins in both sides of the halves here, but still at 13-7. But Chronicle at the end of it all, good lord, what a performance from this guy on Bind. Such impact time and time again, and going into the second half where it's 9-3, he puts his foot down, says no such thing as curses, they go swiveling out, and this
ini memang kehokian tuh nah tuh.
The entire series overall, it's just this is basically how it goes. PRX, they might get like one pick, they might get one round. But then, you know, they step up Chronicle, and then they manage to get 4-5 in a row.
And one of the biggest problems here for PRX combined, actually, they didn't play that bad when you could have really digging deep into it. The problem was they couldn't get into gun rounds. When it came to gun rounds, it was Fnatic, 7 of them, 6 for PRX. So that when it came to like even strength fights, PRX was actually doing pretty okay.
Yeah.
But the problem is they couldn't get there. They were losing pistols, they were dropping all those rounds, so the ecos were really hurting them. They weren't able to kind of piece together some of those clutches as well. Those were all
kalau misalnya malam ini jadi main, nanti kita bakal mainnya main PUBG, tapi nggak tahu. Kita lihat dulu. Kalau misalnya nggak jadi, berarti kalau misalnya aku nggak ada thumbnail, nggak ada like, tapi nggak main.
I mean, we saw this and instantly knew like the boys just there to take faces, and then on top of that,
Nggak
goes
janji ya,
to
aku
win
nggak
the
janji.
round as well. Achilles, just the confidence that Alfier has to be able to take these fights and do so with precision has really been awesome throughout the series.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who, you know, maybe a little bit quieter in the regular season, but still obviously impact bound, then moved into the playoffs and then really just started stepping up and finding so much value and was just racking out of control. And yeah, it's another situation with Fnatic where it's like EG. Every single player at any given moment can be the one that goes off. You don't know which one it is.
Ya kalau ada yang komen nih, ini ada yang komentar nih di video apa?
This is a terrifying team, and that's also
Video
Leo and even Boaster, who does frag out as that IGL, as the puppet master that all around and helps set up for these round wins. Even he is able to get involved, as we saw very much so in Vine.
Yeah, well, there's your Verizon high-speed moment of the match, and that takes us to our Verizon post-match interview. And guess what? It's actually with Alfier as well. We have Doug standing by. What you got for us, Doug?
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. Alfier, another dominant win. I'm running out of adjectives, right? It's complete, it's a masterclass, it's dominant, it's whatever you want to call it. You guys are good. What was it that made that series against PRX so easy looking?
I think we prepared that I think we prepared themselves like very good. Like we have, and we played with them like in the past. And they're exactly playing like same. They are just pushing. And if you can hold against PRX, you win. And if your aim is good, we win easy.
And you did both of those. You held against PRX, and your aim was good against PRX. This is a Fnatic that we're seeing be the best at really everything we've seen. The aiming is incredible. Boaster's been calling a phenomenal game. All of the pieces are working together. Is this the best Fnatic we've ever seen?
Like I can say yes, because on team everyone is the best there in the role, and we are just working too much. And yeah, maybe we can do better on LA, but we are also good right now.
You guys are incredible. Last question I have for you. You're going up against Evil Geniuses next in the upper finals. Yeah. They've been taking everyone by storm. They are undefeated. They haven't dropped a map. Talk to me about that matchup.
Like, Evil Genius didn't lose yet, but we have much more experience against NA teams. I think, like, they are good team. Also, we are good team. Yeah, we will see tomorrow. We are not a liquid.
You heard it from the man himself. They're not liquid. Tomorrow should be a banger. GB, close out the show, baby.
I love that, man. Alfir with the confidence. Hey, yo, we ain't liquid. just let them know what's really good. But you know what, though? I think like something that Alfir really pointed out there, all those players, best in the world right now, and they're putting in the work, and even with that work, they still want more.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You've got that one trophy. Chronicle now has historically two again, but get the rest of the team that second trophy. Get Chronicle to a third one. Win a Masters event because, yeah, Lockdown, obviously much different formula and setup as a tournament structure.
Lock in.
This is, yeah, like this one here.
Lock in, not lock down. He said lock down.
Did I say lockdown? Oh, sorry.
Those Killjoy ults, they'll get you.
Killjoy's really got me. Yeah. But they had that lockdown. They had that tournament lockdown. They got the trophy in their back pocket. Now they want to add another one because they also want one that maybe British Airways won't break on the way home.
Wow.
But so they want to get this one. They want to make sure it's nicely wrapped up.
Well, we know who's not sponsoring us now, Seth.
Yeah, way to go.
Sorry, I shouldn't have named them.
Kidding. It doesn't matter. What does matter, though, is that what we saw today and also how the players have really been responded to by the fans here. It's clear they're going on that stage and playing with a lot of passion, whether it's Fnatic, whether it's also Evil Geniuses. Actually takes us over to the superhuman reflexes that we saw in our HyperX reflex moment of the day, because we're talking about Boostio and his jumping headshot in match number 1. I just really like this play because it just shows the fearlessness of Boostio in these instances.
Yeah, I mean, Paper's talking about them disrespecting util. This is just disrespecting the other players.
Positioning. This is disrespecting positioning.
He's getting shot at on the flank, and he's just like, nah, I'm gonna kill that guy behind that box.
And it's his only really hope of coming out of that situation with anything, really. So it's smart decision making. Like, a lot of players might kind of stall and be like, oh, wait, okay, wait, I gotta rethink this. This isn't good. Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm gonna make the best of a bad situation and just run him down. And Boostio was out of his mind today. He played just so phenomenal all day today. You know, again, EG looking great, Fnatic looking great. You know, Alfir talked about in their matchup coming
Ada yang ngomong kayak gini nih.
Hey, we've got, you know,
Bang,
more experience.
pil kaos kutangnya dong.
Defying those odds the whole time,
Ah,
right?
ya, ini aku kasih kau tunjuk tuh.
Way more experience than us.
I mean, I bought into that narrative versus TL as they come in here with the champion, you know, as the EMEA champions. They have all that veterancy. They have people who have won trophies before, but EG managed to deal with them.
Yeah, and that is the reason why we are going to get ourselves a banger of an upper final matchup. It is going to be Fnatic taking on Evil Geniuses. And then as we take a gander at the PRX going up against Edward Gaming. Paperthin, there are a lot of great matches here. A few catch my attention. Curious to see which one you're excited for.
I'm definitely, I mean, obviously a little bit biased, but looking forward to EDG PaperX. I mean, you know, this EDG team really, we have to take our moments when we get them. Okay, GB? Like,
I'm sorry, Bobby,
give
I'm
us
sorry.
one time. Okay?
I'm sorry.
But like, but really looking forward to seeing just like EDG and turning here. Can they continue down this path?
Lihat lagi, masih banyak stok ini
Maybe one of
belakang.
those, you know, runs that we saw last year with PaperX, with
Kemarin ini.
where they had these hot streaks where they're able to get through. Who knows what that's going to mean?
Ini promosi loh
They're
kagak itu.
playing great. Can they continue on defeating PaperX?
There's not really a map out there that EDG won't really be happy to play PaperX on. They're gonna, no matter where they go, they say, "Oh, you guys wanted the bind? We're happy with the bind." Maybe they just banned it away from them, but you know, we've seen them playing Lotus. We've seen them put up strong performances there, Fracture, etc. They're good all over the place. So without something, this is a really rough spot.
Jualan ini sampai jadi
Love to
jualan.
have that 2-0 record at the end of the day over EDG.
Jualan
They did
jadi.
beat them back at Champions Istanbul, so I'm sure that Edward Gaming also wanted revenge for that.
Jualan.
The classic battle between NA and EU, I kind of have to go for that one. Energy versus TL. I'm hoping that one's Redgar versus Best. That's going to be a banger.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And the good news is you're not going to have to wait that long because if I'm correct, much as of tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Look at that there. I mean, time is a construct that I have no concept of. But the good news is that you don't have to wait that long.
Siapa
Plenty
tuh
more
namanya
matches coming
sih?
at you tomorrow. Plenty more Valorant action right here in Chiba. It has been an incredible experience across the board. 2 dominating performances for America's teams as well as EMEA teams. I have no idea where the chips are going to fall in this tournament, but I'm so excited to find out. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place.
Untuk si Banjam Bro 299. Tuh sudah aku ini bantu tuh. Ini kamu nggak ngambil utang lagi.
Parts of the world who face similar adversity this season, but despite it all managed to persevere. No one gave them the time of day, but now this day belongs to them. Evil geniuses, Team Liquid, let's get it on.
Not shy.
Kita deh, nanti
takes it straight to tower and regains control of this one.
bakal
Low enough that a single bullet will do it. There's another bonus round for you. Talking about fours, but he wants to refight. This does get a second one before it's traded, but the fight's just been won out anyway. He knows where he is, and that is just precise. It's surgical, man. Onto the spike, it's a tap, damage done, gets him on the
nanti kita malam nanti nggak tahu kalau malam ini aku bakal main lagi, oke? Aku janji ini main PUBG Mobile, oke? Jadi tunggu saja nanti malam kalau aku misalnya nggak ada live di YouTube aku, berarti nggak jadi main. Kalau misalnya ada, kalian standby saja, makanya subscribe. Kalau ada live udah ada aku segala macam kan kalian bisa tahu gitu. Bukan hanya kalian cuma bisa lihat aja gitu. Loncengnya di YouTube, oke? Nah, nanti kalau aku sempet jadi gimana nggak aku main, kalau nggak sempet tidak, oke? Terima kasih nonton. Nice strike untuk PRX, nice strike untuk tim Liquid yang bakal turun ke low bracket nanti besok. PRX bakal ketemu Edward Gaming, tim Liquid lawan NLG. Bukan NLG, siapa?
It's going to be a monumental effort from PRX in order for them to take down the juggernauts of Fnatic. But when you talk about PRX, Paper Thin, well, anything is possible.
No one able to really close that gap here.
Ya benar, ini lawan energi, oke? Makasih nonton. Sekali lagi jangan lupa like, hidupin loncengnya, subscribe. Kalian biar ini bakal rame watch partinya walaupun gak resmi, tahu deh, oke? Take care nonton, dan sampai jumpa di nanti malam atau di live stream berikutnya. Bye. Mana bos aku? Ada, oke, dadah.